Hello, everybody. What's going on?
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another edition here of the RSL, the RSL Survival StarCraft League Season 5 Playoffs Day 2 co-stream. I'm, of course, Joseph VIP with you. I'm joined by our fellow commentators here. We have Tasteless and Sturgeon, of course, on the main stream. Meanwhile, we are here on the co-stream. Welcome, welcome. Bienvenidos, everyone. Bienvenidos. Hope you all had a great weekend so far. I am giga tired, as we, of course, did cover the KSL earlier today. Now we're here with our second broadcast with the RSL. Aye, back to back, baby, back to back broadcasts. But we are back nonetheless, and we have returned with the second day of the playoffs. Again, last night we were live with day one, and you can see the scores before us here. Bam, you can have a look here. We had Solar, he 3-0'd Classic, and Hero 3-0'd Shin. Two very fast series, very fast games. The entire broadcast was like an hour and a half. It was like an hour and a half broadcast, so very short, very fast matches, and hopefully that trend doesn't continue. I mean, that trend is continuing from season 4. Season 4, the entire playoffs, we had like 2 macro games. And here it was non-stop cheese, non-stop all-ins, non-stop aggression out of all of our matches so far. But again, I am looking forward to these TVZs. I do think that TVZ has a tendency to have a lot more mid to late game play, just because of the nature of the matchup itself. So I do think there's a higher chance that we get to sink our teeth further into these matches. Today we do have Clem versus Rogue and Bunny versus Lambo. Oh boy, and yes, you heard me correctly, Lambo, he made it through the group stage. I don't know how. If you maybe watched the RSL group stage, let us know what happened in those games, because I'm shocked to see Bunny making it, and shocked to see Lambo making it, advancing on this far in the tournament, this far in the bracket, is definitely a pleasant surprise. I should emphasize as well that, like, it's you know, a good thing. You know, he's he's a good player, he's an entertaining player, and for him to advance on this far is crazy. So I do look forward to it. Regardless, we are now looking at our schedule here. Again, we do have 2 days of RSL every single week until we wrap things up with the playoffs. Meanwhile, GSL finals are tomorrow. GSL finals are going to be tomorrow, of course, the semis and the grand finals. And as always, we do live casts. We do live casts at GSL. For RSL, we co-stream. A little bit different. Think of it more like a react stream, if you will, as we'll still be hearing the audio from the main cast in the background, and then we can add, we can correct, we can add our own commentary layered on top as well. Again, think of it more like a react stream, if you will. Otherwise, we're getting ready for our matches. Again, 2 best of 5s, 2 TVZs. And before we get ahead of ourselves, a big shout out to Archon Studio for sponsoring the event. They, of course, are behind the StarCraft miniatures game. Is soon to be fully, I believe, pre-orders. I mean, obviously the pre-order period has concluded, and units will be soon sent out to said pre-orders soon. TM, like, that's on the horizon here as well. Looking forward to it. I got my starter set. Of course, it's quite a bit to get into when it comes to painting said miniatures and setting up and things of that nature, but I'm looking forward to it 100%.
It is so perfect. If you're like a fan of StarCraft, this is kind of the ultimate collector's item. And I didn't really know a whole lot about the whole tabletop miniatures game world. Something I always thought was cool as a kid, but like I never really got to tap into it. But it's been exciting as an adult to kind of see and understand that, you know, it's not just that there's figurines, it's an actual game you can play. It's another strategy game you can play in the, you know, the world of StarCraft.
Yeah, definitely exciting to see StarCraft delve into miniatures, as it looks like we have our vetoes. Here we go. Oh, my apologies. I thought it was going to be Clem versus Rogue, but no, we have Bunny versus Lambo up first. My apologies. We have our TVZ and we have our vetoes done.
He always does that before. I tried doing that with my own wrist and it hurts. I feel like my hands are about to fall.
Okay, so game 1 is going to be Missing You Today, followed by 10,000 Feet, Old Republic, Necropolis, and at Attorney's Edge. Once again, we're going to be incorporating some of the specific RSL maps, like Missing You Today and Necropolis. Larger maps of the map pool, they do typically favor more mid to late game play, and I'm looking forward to said mid to late game. We'll get into it when it comes to our tendencies of our players here. Curious to see how Lambo will approach as we're jumping game 1.
Best of 5, by the way, guys. We're ready to get into this. Bunny versus Lambo starting now.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Missing You Today, we do have our German Zerg player, the red Zerg for Shopify. It is Lambo. And in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. It is Bunny. And very quickly, before they get away with it, before they get into it, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat with your Gamba. Best of luck.
Like 2 base, 3 base pushes. Pretty scary opponent, but I believe Lambo, you know, is good enough to get it done, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, Lambo, by the way, he's got a great course. Ooh,
CC first?
The Zerg Academy.
The Zerg Academy. I just forgot what it was. Yeah, I would recommend you guys
check that
Hyper
Greed out of Bunny.
I signed up to that. It's amazing, by the way. So many good build order guides, meta guides, just a wealth of information by obviously a top player. It's really invaluable.
Yeah, he's one of these guys where he's not only a good player, he's really like articulate.
Yes.
You know, and kind of. Not everybody I found who's good at StarCraft is good at explaining how the game works, or you know what I'm saying?
So they're talking about the players themselves, talking a little bit about the map. Welcome to Missing You Today. Missing You Today is a larger map of the map pool, longer rush distance by ground. It has a lot of relatively secure bases, but what I will say is that map vision and map awareness is paramount on Missing You Today to be able to keep up with rotations, keep up with armies, just because the bases are very spread out. The bases are spread out, so trying to maintain those bases can be quite difficult. Here on Missing You Today once we get into the mid to late game. Meanwhile, very quickly, Bunny did go CC first. CC first out of Bunny, a very greedy build out of our Terran player, but because the map is so large, he feels that he can get away with something like that, and he will. Lambo went for a hatch gas pull, standard opener out of Lambo. Likelihood of Lambo being able to punish the greed of Bunny is very, very low. Now, when it comes to Bunny's strengths in TVZ, he is very strong in the mid game when it comes to drop heavy play and split pushes, and being very active and very aggressive, very assertive. I would say the same about his TVP as well. Like, the mid game is where Bunny does thrive, and we'll see how Lambo will approach this, just because Lambo is a very well, I mean, they just echo what the caster just said, like, he's a very meticulous player. He's very, very meticulous. He very much so thrives when it comes to the planning process of a series. He's been very vocal about that, how that is where he has his best strength, where he has time to prepare for a specific matchup, and he has had plenty of time to prepare for Bunny. Plenty of time. So this is kind of like his format. Like, this is where Lambo can be at his best, where he can spend an entire week studying a player, coming up with builds and coming up with strategies to bring down his opponent.
The reactor, and we're going to see those Hellions come out here, and it's going to be a little bit of creep cleaning here on the map.
Oh, 1-1-1.
Yeah, I love those little details, like the one guy in gas. Oh, hang on a minute. There's a few Lings coming up to this ramp. It's open right now. Okay, Bunny does close it in time, but
so the casters will get into it eventually, I'm sure. So it's going to be a 1-1-1 out of Bunny. This is abnormal. He's going for a fast starport, delayed CC, hyper aggression by Bunny.
He will decide to back off for the moment.
Yeah, he's going to just play it safe here. We have the tech lab coming along as well, being made from the factory, which will probably be added on here to the starport.
Curious if they
speed a little bit later than
latch on to what's happening.
Sturgeon was saying, but you know, he had less drones and gas to start.
So Viking first.
So this is going to be an Overlord clearing Viking that he's going to send out on the map.
From here, we might throw down an armory and go for a Hellbat push. We'll see how committed Bunny's going to be. Regardless, Bunny's being hyper aggressive.
Clear creep tumors. At the most, they'll be trying to kill drones.
He'll have an abundance of Hellions. He'll have extra units earlier on.
Hits that creep tumor, will run in. Okay, just changes his mind at the last minute. Speed wasn't done yet, so
now the pressure is going to be, oh Jesus, getting into early stim. I was going to say the pressure is going to be on Bunny to get damage done early, because he is sacrificing his economy for this build.
To run back and try to defend. The Overlord's coming
and
in
the
now.
Overlord, can he see the scat? Ooh, scat is denied.
On the border of the range, yeah, it does see stim research, and there was something researching, so Lambo can kind of put the pieces
He
together.
might think that's Cloak.
This is not going to be a mech game, something like that.
Right. He did not see the third command center, which is maybe the most important thing to try to spot for, because that's really where you know, okay,
layer timing.
Is this going to be me macroing, or am I going to have to be
layer first into Roaches? Safe play here by Lambo.
You know, early on, you might think that would lead into an attack, because that's probably the most important upgrade Terran gets in the whole game.
Again, typically Roaches are just a very, very safe way to open up, and I wouldn't be surprised if Lambo plays Roaches every game, to be honest.
Yeah, here we go. He beat me to a double eBay into 8 racks. This is kind of like the core TVZ build that you see used nowadays.
Yeah, you can hit some really, really strong mid-game timings, lining that up with your upgrades. Lambo's going to go into Roach and +1 armor here. This build has become kind of popular recently. The armor makes the Marines do so much less damage, and then you can also do some big Roach timings in the mid-game as well. Adding in 3 more gases now as his layer finishes, so he can get all his upgrades and tech online. The 1-1 is on the way for Bunny.
Should emphasize that Roach play and Roach-based openers in TVZ have been very trendy over the past, like, 3 years? 3-ish years?
Okay, the Hellions are going to come down. And he gets a little swipe in there, takes out 2 drones. Could have honestly been a lot worse.
It's more recent, though, going from Roaches into melee upgrades into Hive Tech into Ultras. That's more recent. That is true.
At least 2 or 3 drones.
That's been around for like a year.
Here as well, so you have to move that Queen slowly around the back of this gas here find an angle to hit it. But
So far, good damage. 4 drones go down. Hellies, they do threaten the third. They're going in.
Away from Lambo, the mining time.
2 drone kills.
As well as 6 drones going down.
He's not done.
So he sets up the Liberator over here. Actually, Lambo gets everything out pretty perfectly. It's been 6 kills so far.
Lambo's not droning. Lambo is cutting worse at 55. He's making 8 more roaches, and we're keeping an eye on Lambo. Does he keep making roaches after the setup? He is. Look at the supply. Look at the supply. 111 out of 170 supply. Lambo's all in. Like Lambo, he would not have made this many overlords unless he plans on committing.
Just holding that roach key is definitely going to look.
Unless he just made a mistake. Because he made a lot of overlords.
But I don't think he'll be making too many more. These aren't just a few defensive roaches. He's made a lot
Surgeon
of them.
caught
He's morphin Ravagers here. This is going to be an attack with a big Ling follow-up as well, as they get across the map quickly.
Okay, so
I would emphasize that this is a 3-base all-in. The 4th base is very late, lack of drones, lack of saturation, lack of tech as well. Lambo is hyper committed here, and we'll see what he can get done. Bearing in mind that Bunny's done a decent job doing economic damage, that is true, but I believe Bunny has not confirmed the all-in. He doesn't see the army coming, but he doesn't know. And he's moving out.
Terran's actually pushing it. Like, when you see 2 people push in the middle of the map, one of you is wrong, and in this case, I think Bunny is making a mistake.
I definitely agree with you. If he gets caught...
I would push against the idea that this is a mistake because he just doesn't know. Like he's lacking information.
Scout there by Bunny.
He's uninformed.
Check if anything's coming, and there is a lot coming right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is bad because the tanks are going to get caught in the middle.
Yeah,
of the
Bunny's out of position. The first tank goes down. Bunny's racing back home, and Lambo, he gets into the natural. He gets in.
Run up into the main here. I don't even think that would be a bad idea, actually. Just ignore the push that's coming back to try to fight you. He could wrap around instead.
Tanks are trying to siege up, but they're so open. They're so open. They're so exposed.
I don't think any of these tanks or infantry are safe. This is catastrophic right now here for Bunny.
The tanks are so exposed they go down instantly, and there's
what do we say? The pants were down, Pappy. The pants were down.
Now doing as much damage as it can. 21 SCVs fall. Lambo looking in control of game 1 right now. The SCVs forced to pull once again.
Yeah, the SCVs are taking so much damage. 24 have been killed. I don't know that Bunny is going to last long.
And again, it's one of those things where Bunny's build was very aggressive, and he was killing drones, which is good. But the problem is that Lambo didn't need them. Lambo, he did not need drones. He was going all in regardless. So, unfortunately, Bunny didn't confirm. He didn't confirm the all in, didn't confirm what was coming his way, and Bunny was caught with his pants down. He was caught mid-move out.
So he's going to have to try and find that tank without that. The Marines actually start stepping forward, very brave, into the Roach Ravager here. The SCV's pulled, sent back again, but there's just too much Zerg right now. Lambo supply eclipsing Bunny here as he looks to close out game number 1. All the Marines fall in, all the SCVs going down. The Roach count is actually thinning out here, but there's still more reinforcing with more Lings.
I mean, this is 30 SCVs to 57 drones. And it's going to be...
And yeah, Bunny, he's dead in the water here. He's dead in the water. He is crippled. Again, Lambo able to catch him with his pants down. Once again, Bunny, I was mentioning earlier how... I was mentioning at the start of the broadcast, if you remember. I was like, you know, last night, the broadcast lasted an hour and a half. We saw nothing but all-ins. But we should be seeing some more mid-game, right? Today? Nah. The all-ins continue. The all-ins continue. Lambo, he breaks into the natural once again. Links are trickling in. The tank did go down. Boys are being pulled. And there's no chance of Bunny holding. Not against this.
Game 1 goes to Lambo. I don't know why Bunny was on the map. The quote that I gave there is actually one I heard Artosis say, but it's so true.
That looks like an impression.
When you see 2 armies moving in the middle of the map, one of them is wrong. There's no like, you know, like in the American, like the old days, like where both sides would get like riflemen and they like meet somewhere.
So I feel like I need to very quickly. I gotta step in here because Jesus, he's like, why did he move out? What's going on? Like, what was he thinking? It's once again, we should emphasize as well that the reasoning and the rationale for Bunny moving out. One, remember we tried to emphasize at the very beginning when we saw the 1-1-1. Bunny was being aggressive, right? Bunny, he went for a 1-1-1 build, went for a delayed 3rd CC. He wanted to be aggressive to begin with, and he didn't see anything that told him otherwise because it was lacking scouting information. He chose not to go Banshee. he went Liberator instead, and he was doing harassing damage in the main and the natural, but he didn't check saturation at the third base, he didn't check the fourth base locations, he didn't see the main army congregating outside of the natural either. So there is a reason why Bunny pushed, and that's because he didn't know the all-in was coming, he didn't see the army, he didn't see lack of workers, like he had limited information, he was lacking crucial information to determine to stay back at home and be defensive. So there's typically always a reason as to why something happens, and it's important to bear that in mind. It's important to do so.
Okay, well, either way, it didn't look like he had like an obvious target to push.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways, the attack was the wrong time to attack, basically.
Yeah, I like the single Marine he sent. I just think he should have done that first.
Yeah.
Before his army actually moved out. And then if you see like 20 roaches running across the map, you just keep your tanks home.
Yeah. Well, it's also like we see Terrans lose when all the tanks are at home and they're well placed.
Yes.
And that's like him running back. It's like, okay, well, this is probably not going to go well. Anyways, we're here in Game 2. Lambo up with a 1-0 lead in this best of 5. And let's see what exactly we're going to have here from Bunny and Lambo. I think Bunny had like a perfectly fine opener, and the harass was fine too.
That was good.
What, he got like 6 or 7 drones or something like
drones?
that. But the push just didn't make any sense. He clearly was operating on bad intel and seemed to think that there was some moment to come and punish Zerg when the reality Zerg was actually
this framing is crazy.
we'll need to see
Oh my god.
scout a little bit better this
Yeah,
time
he's just an idiot. It just made no sense. Kappa. We're getting into our game here. Getting into game 2. This morning in the bottom right hand corner we have Lambo, our German Zerg player. Top left it is going to be our South Korean Terran and Bunny. Ooh, and we're going hatch pool. We're going for a gasless opener.
And that's the moment you get hit by the all-in.
Right.
That really feels bad. So, yeah, I feel Bunny's pain on that one, but if he can just clean up the scouting a bit more and then, you know, ban down the hatches if it happens again.
Right.
It is holdable for sure.
Okay, so we're going to be...
Are we going to discuss the opener?
A fairly slow start here. This is tech probably into a front-loaded expansion from Terran. Zerg, we always have to wait a little bit to
So it looks like they're not going to discuss it. This is a gasless open out of Lambo. What does that mean? That means we're going into late link speed and we're going into most likely earlier tech. This goes one of two ways. Either fast lair or fast roaches into roach aggression. The rationale for this is because Lambo is going to be skipping gases, and because his pool was earlier, he gets earlier queens. So an earlier first and second queen, an earlier third and fourth queen. So he's going to be defending with purely queens. He's going to skip link speed and save all that gas for that roach warren. Or again, the other option here is fast lair into fast mutaplay. So there are a couple of options with where Lambo wants to go. The standard play here is to go into roaches though. That's kind of what we expect. If he deviates from that, if he goes for a faster lair, then we will point that out.
I just think that style is really strong right now as well in general. Kind of on a lot of maps, like you say, especially on shorter maps. It is a repro for him this time, so he will be here to annoy the units, but Lambo got his queens out very early here, going for that slightly quicker pool, and he won't need the links to defend this.
Surgeon,
just the
he
queens
noticed.
alone are enough here. Going for his third queen.
But they need to emphasize the fact that there's still no gas. Like, this is still very greedy from
One
Lambo.
feature of taking this third base is that it's very easy to hit it from the other side with tanks, right? Like, you can position your tanks on that other side and you can just shell the mineral line.
Behind this, Bunny is going for a third CC before starport, so this time Bunny is going for a standard economic opener, as opposed to last game where he went for the 1-1-1.
Obviously won't play as much of an impact. But let's see how things unfold, as we do see a very early third CC and double helium production on the way right now.
I mean, this looks a lot like the previous game. We'll see if it is going
That's
to
not
be
true.
Viking into Liberator tech. But in a lot of ways, this game seems to mirror Game 1.
Not at all.
Yeah, right now it does.
What?
Lambo's going for roaches again. He's got
What?
that
No, it's
roach
Sturgeon,
warren
push
on the
back.
way. And I like the idea
He's like,
last time,
wow,
like,
this game looks like it looks just like game 1, except for the fact that Bunny's going 3 CC before starboard, and the fact that Lambo is only just now taking gases. Like what are you talking about? The builds are very different.
Yet anyway, we do have the
Now,
Vikings,
when it
so
comes
could
to
go something
the
similar.
end goal here, Lambo may still turn this into a roach all-in.
Fully walled, wow.
Yeah, nicely done.
Lambo, he might still turn this into a roach all-in. Bunny just saw the roach warren, so Bunny now is somewhat aware of what's going on.
You know, it's a very, very punishable. Is he going to cancel one of these?
I think he'll cancel. Well, this is really smart, by the way, because he's been very greedy. He didn't make any Zerglings at all. So Hellion run-by has become a lot scarier.
That's a good point.
And the only way you can really stop them getting in your mineral line,
You can hear that Sturgeon, he's touching on like things that
really sick.
it's good that he's touching on them, but we needed to have brought them up earlier. Like he's even now saying like, oh, like because he made no lings, Like that's why he walled off. But he made no lings because of the opener, because no ling speed. Like there's lead up to that. Regardless, Lair is on the way, and we'll see if Lambo saturates his third. What we're waiting for here to see if Lambo drones up his third base or if he commits on like a 2.5 base all in.
Unless it's a queen, by the way. But if you're making like a roach, then that's not a drone.
Right.
If you're making a drone, it's not a roach, right? And so how you economize the larva is so important. So if you're able to just like not make 4 roaches at the start and make 4 more drones, that's so much more money that's going to come in. And then to simply use that.
So what's scary is that comparing Game 1 and Game 2, here in Game 2, Lambo has been much greedier and much more efficient. Again, like he's been a lot more. He's just been cutting corners. He's been cutting a lot of corners here. He's been quite greedy, and so far he's not been punished. So if you saw the all-in in the last game, this time it should be hitting even harder. The assumption here is that we're going for an all-in. We have 3 overlords on the way. That is very suspicious. 4 overlords in production.
But I mean, that costs you something still, right?
Right.
That's all overlords. We're going for it. We're going for the all-in again.
Super annoying there.
Again, we're getting here in a different way though. Like this is hitting earlier. This is hitting faster. This is a much stronger variation.
So
yeah.
You know.
He sees
By the way,
Ravagers.
you see the Ravager eggs. That should be the biggest tell, right?
Yeah.
These are not defending Hellions. Now he's going to land the 3rd CC regardless, right? You don't turn the CC around for that. But this
so Lambo's going for the all-in. As Tasteless just pointed out, that is true. Bunny just saw a sign of the all-in. Like so, Bunny is more informed this time than last time, and now he sees the push.
Yeah, and he sees this coming way in advance with his Viking. Got to be careful not to lose it. Okay, and he's paying attention. Nice little move there. But he has complete vision of this. There's no anti-air with this army, apart from the bios. So let's see. He does lift his 3rd CC. He's going to reposition it to the horizontal base. I actually like that. You can still drop some mules over there if you want to. But Lambo's going to be trying to make this.
Lambo, he should be able to clean up these depots at least, and you can see the Eva chamber. Lambo's running. Lambo, he's now deviating away from the all-in.
So, he went for the 3rd base that's like tucked all the way up at the top. Now the problem is that he's basically separated from this. The 2 Hellions are going to come in here. They're going to get a couple drone kills,
nice.
maybe 4. Yeah, just barely there.
Oh no, he's crazy.
He does take out the tank.
Yeah, he does. He's droning behind this as well with an infestation pit. So this isn't necessarily
nice
meant to
kill
kill Bunny. Just kill all the depots, get any tanks that you can, any free units, deny the Terran from mining at the 3rd base.
Cleans up all the depots.
4 base economy
behind this, Lambo's droning.
And try to get Hive Tech on the way, maybe transition into Roach Ravager Ling Bane. That's the goal here from Lambo. And it's difficult for Bunny to sniff that out. Like, am I being all-in here, or is this like a Roach Ravager kind of pressure?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't all in, but now we're transitioning away from it.
Here as well. You know, right
now
that command center is basically just sitting up there. It might have been better served actually being back at home, you know, and making SCVs, because right now it's just floating. So you're not getting, you know, obviously you're not mining with that, but you're also not getting the benefit of the SCVs that could have been cranked out.
So behind this, we're getting some safety infestors. Now, the scary thing right now is that Ling speed is just now beginning. So the army for Lambo is very immobile. It's very clunky. Like, he doesn't really have as much buffer. It's not a very efficient composition. He's working on it, though, with the infestors, with the Hive Tech. Like, he's working in that direction.
Look kind of funny. There is a drop down here, which may pick off this queen if it doesn't come back soon. Okay, never mind. Lambo does send it back. Dotting his I's and crossing his T's there. Good Zerg fundamentals there. Send the queen back after you drop the tumor.
Microwave Shadows on the way. That's a sign of Hive Tech and Ultra Tech.
Shoots up right now.
Yeah, like this is just going to be able to roam here. He's going to try to target down
it's
the
a sign of Ultras.
Defense here from Lambo.
Very nice fungal.
Lambo, by the way, about to get to that supply spike here. He's going to max out. And that there is a point where when you go for Roach Ravager, you max out, and you actually...
There's that Ultra having, as you mentioned. Again, the end goal here is Ultra Tech.
You can trade out. And this is really where the power struggle happens. It's kind of the climax of a TVZ from the Zerg's perspective is can you actually kind of grapple the Terran down, take out their tanks, get them small enough that you can maybe come in here and wipe the 3rd base out. And meanwhile, Bunny is going to push.
Yeah, I think he has to do something. There's Ultras on the way and Microbial Shroud, so Lambo's army will be insane if he's allowed to grow for a couple minutes.
It's kind of a weird fungal. It hit the medevacs and not the infantry. Kind of the opposite of what you want there.
Overshot it.
There's a drop over here at the 4th base.
Oh,
right
he's getting into the tanks. He's trying to.
Pursuit, and there's not enough medevacs to pick up everything over here.
Yeah, enough roaches to deal with this attack. Only a few drones going down. Lambo's playing so good right now. The tanks are not siege. He needs to get those siege ASAP. Okay, he does manage to in time, but I mean, he's only just now starting his 4th CC. I think Lambo's in a very good position going into this late game as long as the drops don't do too much damage here.
Kind of. So something that's a little bit scary here is that Lambo, he has to get rid of these roaches. I don't know if you noticed, but Lambo, he has a bank. Like, he has almost 2,000 minerals. He has a decent chunk of roaches, sorry, gas. He needs to get rid of these roaches and refine his composition and start trading. Otherwise, Bunny will close that gap.
Is Bunny going to be able to do here? Because now we have that Ultra Tech up. We have 3 Ultralisks about to hatch. We're going to get Banelings here, too. I mean, really, Lambo's mixing in all the right ingredients to have a possible killing blow come up here.
Yeah, when these Ultralisks first come out, there's going to be a ton of Microbial Shrouds available. This is going to be an insanely hard-hitting timing with the Microbial Shrouded Ultras. They're going to take no damage at all. You know, with the Chitinous Plating, with the armor upgrades. We also see Adrenal on the way, Aspire as well, just for those late-game Corruptors if you need them, or even potentially Broodlords, but probably not just yet. So I really like Lambo kind of
going for the Ultra Cavern. Can he deny? Can he deny the upgrade?
Targets the Cavern.
He's crazy. He gets it.
Oh my god, Chitinous Plating denied.
That is a huge pickoff.
That was like the final thing that he needed. And 2-2 is about to finish here for Bunny.
Bunny.
I feel like Lambo probably still has to come out here and try to attack, though, right?
How many Ultras did he make before that went down? We did see the one in the main.
I saw at least 3 that were made in the production tab earlier. Yeah, 3
okay, he's
total.
got 3 Ultras. Yeah, I mean, maybe you can still go for it. With Microbial Shroud, they are going to provide a good front
Like, that is a huge blow. Like, he misses his timing, and Lambo, as we mentioned before, the gap in supply is closing. Lambo was up 40 supply earlier, now he's only up 20.
Is going to finish.
Like, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Bunny.
And, you know, Terran is going to get this 4th base. The position's a little boxy. It's not going to be very easy to come in here and hit this. He is hitting on the left side with some roaches, but that seems to be more of a diversion because the real target's going to be up here at 12 o'clock. So he's going to have all these units ready to go. Microbial Shroud. There is one Widow Mine. He's got to be careful. This is actually a lot more infestors than I thought he was going to have here.
Oh, he has so many. There's
he doesn't have enough
so
ultras.
many fungals and Microbial Shrouds.
The Ultra Cannon is too low. There's not enough ultras and there's too many roaches.
Exactly where you want it, and not having Chitinous Plating.
We mentioned this earlier, but Lambo's Roach Cannon is hurting him.
Just now, but he actually stayed on a low drone count. We see he's only on 67. This is not like a late game drone count. You know, it's not 90 or in that area where you can kind of play a really.
It's very necessary.
Game. So he either needs to add more drones. Okay, we do see him now. Okay, I think now he's going to commit to playing like a longer game, even though I don't think he wanted to.
Right.
He didn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're in a very different spot here. I think Bunny could be in a better position here if he can make this game last.
He is in a better
longer.
position.
We haven't had the moment where he's really used the ultras yet, right? He's kind of jockeyed for.
So when it comes to the game state here, again, Bunny, he's recovered. Remember, we mentioned this earlier. He was down like what 60 supply, like it was crazy. Like he was down heavily in army supply. Lambo had a window of time, but he missed that window. You know, the window closed. It shut in his face when we denied Chitinous Plating. So without Chitinous Plating, Lambo is stuck back. He's now trying to drone. The drones are late. More roaches going to be thrown away. Bunny's being more efficient. But what does Bunny need? Liberators and Ghosts. We're still lacking that complexity of the army, of the composition.
A ton of infestors or links to these Widow Mines.
Bunny's still stuck on Biotank.
Trading is finally almost done here in 5 seconds. So let's see if Lambo is going to choose this as his moment to be aggressive.
Nice catch.
Or if he wants to play a bit longer, get more bases, and try to deny Bunny's mine later.
Yeah, now he's coming up here. And, I mean, he's going to take this hatch out. Beautifully done. Lambo in kind of a tough spot for the time being.
There's so many Marauders there.
I know.
Such a Marauder heavy drop.
Oh, the
this
back's
is
down.
huge. He's just going to be able to blast this down.
Keep going.
Kind of almost backs out. Now, if he just gets a pickup, he
Ooh,
can,
very nice
God,
fungal.
The fungal was absolutely
disgusting.
crazy. So right now, we've had 2 hatcheries poked out in a minute. 3-3 is done for Terran. Lambo, you know, sitting not only on a maxed out army, but on a lot of minerals and a lot of gas. So, you know, we haven't had Lambo with the army trade out yet. And part of that might be because Terran's on these 4 bases. There's like no really easy area to attack into. It almost feels like he has to stretch the game out for Terran to have to expand into a spot that is then also going to be a weakness where he can try to strike it over and over.
Yeah. Also, Terran being on 4 bases isn't the end of the world, you know? If they have like 6 or 7...
Yeah. I mean, Texas, you just touched on something very important about the map. It's very easy to turtle up on 4 bases on 10,000 feet. The 5th base is a little bit more exposed, and that's usually where Lambo can find an opening. But pushing into 4 bases is very difficult.
Orbitals here. which is pretty insane. He's going to start moving those out. And Lambo has his army split into 2 right now, so he may be looking to hit 2 places at once, or get a pincer mover going as he gets a huge fungal on all these medevacs. The Ultralists engage here. Going to take out some units. The tank line is pretty deep. There's Liberators here as well.
He's got enough Ultras.
Some Marauders, ton of medevacs.
He's going.
But here come the Corruptors.
He breaks through. Where's the bio?
Yeah, he's going to try to chew.
Do you know where the bio is?
Through.
The bio was killed earlier to the fungal. The massive fungal at the center expansion. He killed so much bio there. So many Marines and Marauders.
And try to ooze it down if he can, but he doesn't have enough time.
And Bunny, he plummets in supply.
I don't want to be too nitpicky here, but yeah, I mean, Lambo kind of drives in, does damage, but it's not enough to really break the position. But with the minerals and gas he has now, he's going to go right back up to maxing out. And this is one of these things where it's kind of like a 1-2 punch, sometimes like a 1-2-3 punch. But you know, you kind of you dump the resources right after you've lost a chunk of your army, and you can spike back up in supply. And after a couple blows of that hitting, a lot of times the Terran gets flattened.
Look at the jump in economy here and the mineral income as all these mules land in the top right base here. I think Lambo would really like to know about this. I'd love to see. He has a Ling at the base just below Bunny's main, but if he had one over there, I think he would definitely attack into that. You don't want to let the Terran get these bases on the extremities of the map and kind of dump all their mules there. Okay, that is a lot of drop.
I think a better kind of framing there would be that Bunny's getting a 5th. He's getting a 5th base up and running, and Lambo, his goal was to deny that 5th expansion and to try to punish Bunny as he spreads himself more thin. So Lambo, he has to be active soon. He has to be active soon to punish that 5th base. He's going for the Doom drop, and there's a lot of potential in that drop.
Over here, but this is going to be a huge drop in here. What is this? All Lings?
Yeah, it looks to be so.
Oh, God, please!
A little bit slow on that. That's because he was attacking over here at the same time, though. Bunny going to find it hard to do.
And you can see how bare bones the army is for Bunny.
Well, the Ultra is fighting the Planetary from the front. That's
but he's holding
around the back, so
he's holding on.
Well. And I got to say that defense was amazing by Bunny.
Yeah.
He didn't lose that much there.
Well, I think Lambo really messed up the
Bunny didn't have that much. He didn't lose that much either.
Clicked way too deep. You're fine just dropping it like right at the edge of their base. But, you know, have 2 Overlords full Lings, not unloading, is massive. You want to have enough Lings there that it kind of snowballs everything. Snowballs the damage, excuse me, of everything popping out of the barracks.
Yeah, I mean, those are...
So the Fusion Core just finished. I think what I'm most impressed by here is that Bunny, he was able to hold on here with, again, it's still a very low-tech army. We still have yet to delve into, like, Ghost production, for example. Massive Mind Jolts going off on the Zerglings, Lambo being very inefficient.
Now Lambo obviously knows he has the top right base, and I feel like this game just slipped out of Lambo's reach a bit. I thought his position was really good for a long time.
Yeah, well, you know, he's not done.
Right.
But...
I mean, still got 4K in the bank.
Yeah, but Bunny is squeezed into
the game slipped away from Lambo when Bunny got his 5th base. Like, the Bunny getting the 5th base up and running and securing the 5th base is a big power spike for Bunny.
The inevitable Broodlord Infestor, but whenever that comes out, it always feels like then the next step is for the Terran to play keep away and start to hit all these exposed bases that Zerg a lot of times can't really defend easily. Why? Because they went...
I'm still not sold on this army composition, by the way, but sure. Like, I saw the Fusion Core finishing, and we ended up getting, what was it, Caduceus Reactor, like the medevac upgrade?
Does not have Ghost yet. So
instead of going into, like, Lib Ghost?
Good at some point. Okay, he's going for 14 Broodlords in production right now.
He's crazy.
He has the Ghost Academy, but what is the Ghost can right now? I haven't seen any on the field yet. Not sure if he's actually been making those. No, there's 0 Ghosts out right now, so Snipes are obviously very good in this situation against the Zerg Hive units. But Bunny's not going to wait for that. He's actually pushing right now, and the Broodlords are not over here, so you cannot defend this hatchery.
Yeah, and another hatchery gets poked out.
Oh, has he just scanned the Broodlords? Yes.
Yeah, so he sees. So this should prompt him to have something go to the center left. Now, you know, one thing about Broodlord Infestor is you kind of get this ball of death that usually can pierce any position on the map. You know, unless Terran could, like, hit this head on.
So right now we're lacking Vikings, right? We're lacking anti-air. Sure, we have Marines, but Marines getting under these Broodlords is going to be nigh impossible. Now we are forced to make Ghosts, but again, the Ghost production was heavily delayed.
Ooh, and a drop towards the main.
Yeah, you pointed out, Tasteless, the Broodlord army is very slow. Bunny taking full advantage of that right now. Splitting his army into 2, down 2 sides of the map.
Lambo, he commits.
I mean, you just can't defend that as Lambo. You can't get all the Broodlords home.
Base trade?
You're going to probably lose a ton of tech structures here, maybe even the Hive. He's just going to go for it at the front now. We're entering somewhat of a base race here as hatcheries will fall, the main may fall. These units are so overstimmed, though, all on the red HP right now. The hatchery goes down, but so will all of those units.
Okay, so he breaks this.
And the issue is this.
Zerg is gonna have
like,
to
how do you deal with all these broodlords? You don't. Like, he's still only just now making 4 Vikings.
Basically cut the head off. You're trying to decapitate the Terran and let
The
them
broods
bleed
are
out
coming.
after this. Basically doing, you know, fatal damage to the Terran where, you know, Lambo may be crippled for the rest of this game, but he can still recover.
Nice splits.
Yeah, and Bunny's making 5 ghosts at a time.
Very
He's
nice
got a
splits.
decent
I mean, oh my
count
God.
now, and you're not going to be able to kill the top.
So
right.
Bunny,
Like,
he's
if you don't
banking
get
up his
on top of the
Vikings.
production,
That's the one thing he can do here. Is just bank up his Viking. No, he's gonna throw one away. He's gonna throw away a Viking. He needs to preserve his army as best he can.
Is still there. Meanwhile, he's going to lose a ton of tech down here if he's not able to kill this Bioforce.
Yeah, he's continuing to do a lot of damage here. You know, I would like to see something go up there to the top right. Because that's really the last spot that Bunny has.
Okay, snaps the Ultra Cavern.
Wait, what do the Broodlings do? Okay, he's moving him again. Kind of a heart attack here watching these.
Vikings are coming in from behind. Where are the Corruptors?
Sit. Now there's some ghosts
No
out here,
Corruptors. Oh my God.
Spot.
Are 4 Vikings really just gonna kill Lambo? I'll be. There's no Corruptors. I thought there were 2 of them. They got sniped.
Lambo, he does still have an amazing bank.
The Vikings are doing free damage.
Very low on the gas, but he can make
There are the Corruptors. We need them. What are they doing?
Trying to make
We need the
Corruptors.
Corruptors.
That might come out, or just make more Broodlords here.
They went home.
6 Infestors. There's a world where he can make this push happen. He just has to not let the Ghosts get onto the Broodlords here.
You say Ghost.
Yeah.
The Vikings are doing free damage. They're still popping off.
Back at home. Okay, so you know the Terran army has not been cleaned up.
Yeah, Corruptors go down.
Tech Zerg has right now, by the way, because the main
There's no more
was hit and
Corruptors.
the Hive
The
was hit.
Broodlords, they will eventually all die, and you can see that intentionally we're keeping the Ghosts back and waiting for the Broodlords to go down.
Hit the top right and taking out the expansion, but I think if he just
Is that
gets
just game?
into the main here.
Yeah, if you can get on the production, that could be a game-ending move. But this Bio's been here for so long.
The casters are not pointing out the fact that every Broodlord is dead. Every Broodlord.
Unattended right now. A lot of them are actually falling to these Vikings here.
Yeah.
And I think that is the end of the
GG.
Broodlords, and with that, the end of the game.
Wow. Bunny wins that crazy game. I feel like I mean, there's so many things happening back there, but Lambo did not have the right tech to after he lost everything that was in his main to like remake what he needed to actually clean up that infantry on the map.
Yeah, for me, there are a few key moments. The first one is obviously when Bunny sniped the Ultra Cavern.
Yeah.
That completely killed the timing
That
of
is-
Lambo there. He didn't
I'm
have
glad he
kindness
brought that up.
plating. You only had the 3 Ultras.
Yeah.
And that was his whole game plan, was leading up to this big Ultra Microbial Shroud timing, which he didn't get to hit. And then the top right base being there so long for Terran, and Lambo not knowing about it for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then finally Bunny's scan on the Broodlords. Like, you want to surprise your opponent with the Broodlords. Like, surprise, I have all these Broodlords, and you don't have Ghosts or Vikings yet. And sometimes the Terran just dies, but he actually got a clutch scan there, and he's able to prepare for it. And like you said, go around the Broodlord army and just take out all the Zerg tech, take out those hatcheries. And
The whole game changes when Broodlord tech's out.
Yeah.
And it does create some opportunities for the Terran.
Yes.
And he did exactly what he needed to do. He had one army go.
I feel like we need Sturgeon to have a little bit more confidence, because I think I noticed in the last series as well, in the last game, like he locked in to like those are the key moments, but like when the game is happening, he's not. I don't think he's emphasizing them enough or bringing them up enough. I think he can do a better job at like leading Tassus's hand a little bit when it comes to like emphasizing certain moments in the game, because he's correct. Like again, something that he brought up as well that is correct is that not here in this kind of like summary, but Lambo, he was on 67 drones. He was on 67 drones for a very, very, very long time, which is 3 base saturation, and he was maxed out with high tech with 3 base saturation. And the big moment, of course, was that his opponent broke out. Bunny got a 4th base while Lambo was still on a very low economy, and he was stuck with it because of his roaches. We were trying to emphasize as well that Lambo, he had to get rid of his roaches to free up supply, and he was stuck with them for so long. Eventually he got rid of them, eventually he droned up, but it was very late, and Bunny was stabilizing. Remember, well, that was the moment where Lambo, he was up like 50 supply, and Bunny, he just took a 4th base, turtled up, and then closed that gap. So that gap in supply, that advantage that Lambo had, didn't really matter anymore. That also coincides, of course, with the fact that the Ultra Cavern got sniped, so he kind of missed his timing as well. But he was just stuck with like a heavy roach army that was achieving nothing. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going to be getting into game number 3. We're tied up 1-1, and we'll have a look at Tasteless play with some miniatures. Let's go.
All the mechanics that come from StarCraft, you can find in this game. In this one, we also get the pylon. in the game as well. With Zerg, you get Kerrigan. With Terran, you get Raynor. With Protoss, the hero unit is Artanis. Beyond this looking amazing, you gotta remember this is actually a game that you can play with your friends. Each unit comes with a corresponding card. You look at the card, you can see the different attributes for that unit. In this case, Artanis is a commander, so he's able to better control different objectives during the game. Just like in a classic game of StarCraft, every unit has upgrades. So you turn your card around, and as you can see, there are different upgrades you can get. Those are going to give you different abilities that you can use when you're playing the game. When you start the game, you get both minerals and Vespian gas. The minerals allow you to unlock units. The Vespian gas, you get to unlock tactical cards. Take a tactical card, flip it around, you see what kind of abilities you're going to be able to cast when you're playing the game. In order to get started, go to the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game website. There you can find the game rules, but also the army builder. From there, you pick a faction, how many minerals and Vespian gas you get. You spend those minerals and Vespian gas to unlock units and tactical cards. And from there, you're ready to go. For more information about the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game, go to Archon Studios' website and sign up for their newsletter. Check it out.
Hey guys, Tasteless here. I wanted to show you our Terran set for the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game. You can see we've got all the pieces assembled here. It comes with 12 Marines, 3 Medics, 2 Marauders, 1 Sentry Drone, and then the final piece is Jim Raynor here. Each Marine in the set has a unique loadout. Over here, you have the Raynor's Raiders version of the Marines. Each one with a rifle and a bayonet attached. But honestly, these look incredible. The amount of detail is insane. Like we've said before, these look exactly like what you see in the cinematics for StarCraft 2. Now it's important to remember, as amazing as this looks, this is more than just a bunch of cool figurines. This is actually a game. Each figurine comes with a corresponding card. So this is Jim Raynor, and you can see on the card his different attributes listed, what he's able to do, and this is what you'd be using when you're actually playing against your friends. So just like in the game, you're able to get different upgrades for each of the units. So for the Marine, if you flip the card around, you can see you can go for combat shields, grenades, or other various upgrades, which are going to change the whole experience of what you're having when you're playing the game.
When a game starts, you get minerals and Vespian gas. The units cost minerals, the tactical cards cost Vespian gas. Take a tactical card, flip it over, you'll see exactly what abilities that tactical card gives you. In order to get started, go to the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game website. There you can find the game rules, but also the army builder. From there, you pick a faction, how many minerals and Vespian gas you get. You spend those minerals and Vespian gas to unlock units and tactical cards. And from there, you're ready to go. For more information, sign up for the newsletter on Archon Studios' StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game website. Check it out.
Every time I see those ads of me, they get these side shots.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew. We returned here with the RSL, the Rival StarCraft League Season 5 Playoffs, day number 2 co-stream. We are halfway through. We're halfway through the first series, I should emphasize. Already, we do have a bit of a longer broadcast here, which we're appreciative of. At least that's the trajectory of the matches so far. And we have a back and forth. We have a back and forth here. Lambo so far, when it comes to the greater course of the series, has been hyper aggressive with roaches. Game 1, he went for a big 2.5 base roach all-in. Game 2, we saw a big 3 base roach all-in as well, where he did deviate away from. This time in Game 2, because he relied on a similar style, Bonnie was able to scout, able to confirm somewhat, and able to prepare defensively and have a much stronger defense, survive into the mid-game, have a big moment, of course, sniping the Ultra Cavern across the map, denying the upgrades, delaying Lambo, and forcing a longer game. And now we have that back and forth series. We have that back and forth so far. Game 3, we're about to load in, and we'll see if Lambo commits with roach play or if we do delve into some Ling Bang.
It's going to be closer to moving on into the winner's bracket here, as we're now in the bracketed part of the RSL.
Let's go.
Yeah, you really want to get this game 3 under your belt. It puts you in such a good position for the rest of the series. You only need one more. You know, you can take a chance on a game, go for a cheese, or you can just try 2 standard games and try your luck that way. But
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we do have our German Protoss, sorry, our German Zerg player himself. For Shopify, it is Lambo. Bottom left, South Korean Terran, Bunny.
Yeah, both players really want to get this game. It is going to be Old Republic, as you mentioned. Lambo here in the top right and Bunny in the bottom left.
Okay, this is going to be another map where I think, you know, the first 3 bases, not really pushable, but when Zerg has to start to take a 4th, that's a really enticing target. Some 4th bases are much easier to hold than others, but this is a map where I think Bunny could kind of try to set up some kind of a mid-game push.
Yeah, and just looking at Lambo's build here, he's gone hatchery before the Overlord. This usually leads into the 15 pool or the 19 gas.
He's actually getting into it
the
here.
opener that gives you the faster queens against the Reapers, so you don't need to make lings. And then also lends itself nicely into roach openers, as you don't need the quick 100 gas for that speed.
So
I wouldn't be surprised to see Lambo go for roaches again, just based on his opening here. Obviously, it doesn't have to be, but that is what
yeah,
this lends
unlike
itself
at game
best.
number 2 and game number 1, Sturgeon actually just went into the build order itself, confirming, oh, this is earlier gas than last game. To be fair, last game was fully gasless opener, but here it still often does lead into delayed, if not non-existent link speed, in towards roach heavy play. This is not as greedy as last game. Last game, we took the gases very late, if you recall. We were already getting up to 2-base saturation before gases were taken. That's how greedy Lambo was. Here, again, cutting some corners, not as much as last time.
I think the Lambo, but Lambo again, you know, his whole thing was kind of hinged on actually breaking the Terran, and it looked like he was so close to doing it until chitinous plating was denied.
That was such an insane moment. Like, it completely changed the game.
Yeah. I mean, when you go from Roach Ravager to then a hard shift into Ultras with some Infestors, I mean, that's when you're going to try to pierce like the 3rd base or the 4th base and maybe shatter the Terran's economy enough that the next couple of attacks can probably zone them out of ever having a 3rd base or a 4th base again. And that was denied. You know, you need the chitinous plating there on the Ultras so that they can kind of plow through the Terran's position, and he wasn't able to do that. So we're going to go into game 3 here and see, is this going to be a game that's going to look like that or not? Now, game 1 was weird because Bunny just, like, literally should not have been on the map.
Right, yeah, just wrong timing completely.
Yeah.
Anti-timing, like, as Lambo's all in.
Yeah, literal anti-timing where it's like, oh, this is literally the worst time to be on the map. Why are you doing this? Like, when you play a game of StarCraft, you do have to kind of both do the same dance.
So once again, just like the last game, Bunny is going for a 3rd CC before Starport. So economic build here out of our Terran player, 2 games in a row. Now, I do want to quickly touch on something that Tasteless did mention. Oh, that is an insanely fast layer at 310. If you remember, we brought this up last game, where typically when you go for late gases, it means either fast roaches into roach aggression or fast layer tech into muta play, and it is fast layer. Gases being taken.
The other thing this build leads into nicely is actually 2-base muta. He's got a quick layer going down at about 310 or so.
Yeah, 310.
Adding in 2 more gases here. Oh, actually gets a drone there, does Bunny. You don't normally see that at this point in the game, but he will just sneak that 3rd in while the Reaper was busy in the main.
Somehow this Reaper got away, too. It's still in the game. The Hellions are going to come in here now, too.
Yeah, Lambo's just got speed now, so we'll be able to deal with these. Actually choosing not to dive, and I've been liking what Bunny's done with going for these Viking openers every game. It limits the Zerg's information so much, and they're scouting on the map. You can see all these overlords that are on the pathways across the map. The Viking will send all of these home or just kill them.
So behind this, we're waiting for a tech. Now, Lambo knows he just got scouted. Bunny also saw the layer timing, so Bunny's also wary as to what's going on. He's building up towards Stim, the Hellions poke in, and of course the 3rd base is late for Lambo.
Suspected by the very late 3rd, and I think he saw the other gas when he went into the main.
He saw the layer.
Once again, is it a glitch in the Matrix? The Overseer's not going to be killed again here?
Oh, he only saw 1 gas. Oh, okay.
No, he saw the layer though. No, he saw the.
Yeah, we'll see. This is a very, very different type of mid-game. Pretty much opposite.
He saw the layer. He saw late 3rd base. He did not confirm all the gases. That is true, but he's seen enough to be somewhat aware.
On the Overseer.
That's the worst. You tried to save it by morphing it, and then it still dies.
Yeah. You're like, all right, well. And it's not like the Viking had a whole lot else to do in the game anyway.
Right. It's his one job.
Yeah. And he's still going to kill Overlords over here.
Lambo actually didn't pull these Overlords back. He kind of needs to do that. We see the other ones returning now. Just
2nd Overlord kill. Can he get a 3rd? The leads!
Oh my god, Lee's getting in the main somehow.
Oh my god.
2 Marines.
Oh god.
He came out on the map. The SCVs are going to continue to chase.
Oh, this is so much mining time being
Yeah,
lost.
this is so bad right now. The Marines, by the way, they can't quickly chase this.
This should not have happened. Initially, Bunny was doing well. He was sniping Overlords, he was gaining map control, he was setting up towards the sim timing. Now he scans, he confirms the Spire, of course, but can he keep up? Can he even punish?
Right next to each other, answering all the questions that the Terran would have had about what kind of tech this is.
Yeah, that Viking picked up 2 kills there. Very nice. Lambo does have his mutas out now, though, so this is his turn to kind of fight back and get across the map and do some harassment. The Terran can sometimes just try to push, but I'm not sure if Bunny will be doing that in the near future. The counter threat of these Lings, which were just shown to him, will probably make him not want to, but he is ready with turrets. He's got his Viking at home. I don't think he'll take a crazy amount of damage to the mutas. I think Lambo will be happy if he stays home so he can just get his eco going, get up into those high drone counts.
Yeah, as they're kind of alluding to here, because of the brutal damage that was dealt by the Ling Rumbai and keeping Bunny busy, it means that, yes, Bunny, he knows that mutas are coming, he should be relatively safe against them, but he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home, so Lambo, he's achieving what he wants, which is map control, to be able to drone, saturate, tech up, and just engulf the map itself.
After that, you know, in a TVZ for what else can get done, right? Because after that, the Terran's kind of fortified against that.
Yeah, you kind of have the choice. You can make some mutas and then transition into ultras again later. They're just going to dive this turret here. Good micro, sends that one back already and it doesn't die. Amazing micro on that one mutalisk. Oh, will keep all of them alive, I believe, and gets a turret there. Very nice pickoff by Lambo. That's money that was spent and now has to be respent. No mutas fell. Very nice micro there. And I was just going to say, you can either, you know, transition to ultras, get your hive, or you can just keep making mutas and go for like a max out timing when you hit 200 supply. You kind of dictate where the fight happens as the muta player. Just because you're so mobile, you can hit any base really quickly.
Right, right. And of course, this is a great fighting force in the map too. Once you get the Lings and the Banelings in here, and he's just now starting to spike up in the Zergling supply. Here comes the push for Bunny. Now you want to be careful. You know, one thing about Ling Muta Bane versus infantry with Medivacs is like the fight can go either way. The Terran can absolutely dominate.
So this is going to be an ASS timing in the sense that Lambo, he's going to be stuck with 0-0. He has 0-0 upgrades with his Ling Bane. His Ling Bane is very, very weak. He's heavily reliant on the mutas. The mutas, they go for the counterattack. Meanwhile, Bunny, he moves in. And he gets the base. Yeah, Lambo, he evacuates.
And it looks like Lambo's going to come up here from underneath.
There's a huge flank coming in, but is there actually enough Zerg here? It doesn't look like it. The Bane is full flat. Maybe Lambo's overdroned a bit right now. He's on 78 to just the 55 workers of Bunny, and he's going to have to evacuate this base.
That's too greedy.
I think if you wanted to do that, you should probably not take the fight, right? And wait a bit longer for your eco to kick in.
Well, he hemorrhaged a little bit. He can try to snipe the reinforcements. The problem is Terran's already getting the job done.
Yeah.
Like, that base could not have died faster, right? Normally, with Ling Muta Bane, you're trying to, like,
he's trying to catch the mutas.
Buy time till you have just enough Banes.
Barely doesn't intercept.
Let the hatchery get pretty low on HP and then try to come in at the last second. Yeah. Terran's going to get back. I think Bunny's playing a pretty perfect game right now. When you poke the base out and then are able to get back home, that's insane.
Yeah, it's a very good push there. Luckily for Lambo, he didn't lose any workers. He was able to get them all to another base.
Yeah, as I'm mentioning, Lambo, even though he droned up quite heavily, he saves the majority of the workers so he can go back to mining, but Bunny does make it back home, and Bunny still has a much more threatening force.
And didn't lose any. He's already kind of a win in and of itself.
Right.
Because he already has a very good eco, that and now he can just mass make units for the next minute or two. And he's going to max out a bit quicker than Bunny. And the Mutaflock is starting to get very big now.
Yeah, it's looking pretty scary, and I think
Gets
it's a
into the
smart
main.
move to go for these reactors here. They take forever to rebuild.
The jump play.
Oh my god, I was going to try to drop that.
Jesus.
Okay. Meanwhile, drilling claws, concussive shells have just been upgraded. Lambo has reasserted his expansions on the map, taking all 3 on the outer perimeter of his side at the top right. But Terran's about to have 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2 is a huge power.
2-2 is going to be that big timing here that Bunny has to be active again. That's one of the other reasons why he raced back home. He is 1-1 timing, and the next will be 2-2.
He does have the Overseer with these mutas, so he can take that out. And yeah, just trying to harass as much as he can, pick off anything that's kind of free. And Thor production has begun for Bunny now, so the direct fights are going to get a bit more difficult.
Okay, the Lings and the Banes are going to regroup over here. Can he hit this soft spot over here at the third?
Oh, he's going to go before this Thor is out. This
Oh,
might
he
be
does
really
commit
good
late
for
reaction here
Lambo
by
if he can
Bunny.
get on the mineral line. The Banelings connect with all those Marines there. Some will survive, but this mineral line is forced to evacuate. The Ling Bane going to jump on the top of the rest of this bio here. Lambo going to take out a lot of medevacs as well, actually targeting those with the Mutalisks. And as the dust settles, was this a good trade in the end?
Yeah, so, I don't know. I mean, it seemed like, how many SCVs were killed? Were SCVs killed, actually?
I don't think many went down there at all, no.
Yeah, no, okay, so he didn't really lose a lot. I mean, you're kind of fine trading your army.
I mean,
he kept both bases alive.
I'll say that Lambo, that was a good fight. He fought well against the army. As I mentioned, ideally he gets economic damage. He didn't. He didn't kill any SCVs, that is true. But he retained his mutas and he traded against the Marines. So that was not a bad fight for Lambo. But I think where some of the reservations lie is that they were hoping that maybe Lambo would achieve more damage. As he just counterattacks.
Is what
He goes
Lambo's
in.
trying to do. Those Lings will get into the third so quickly as well.
He
as an
sends
actual,
it. Bunny's out of
big
position.
Wheelman shot on all those Lings though. And Bunny's going to come home with some of his army.
Okay, he's hitting so hard here. The Lings are going to slowly be wiped out. It's the Mutas that are really dealing most of the damage here.
Alright,
Oh my god, almost gets hit by that Widow Mine. Going to end up taking that out on the way back out.
Oof.
Again, though, I mean, only 6 SCVs killed. You know, Terran's continuing to grow.
That was a lot of mutas going down. He did snipe the Widow Mine, but he did lose a lot of mutas there to the Marines. That was 9 mutas going down.
And I don't know. I mean, Bunny's going to try to push out again. This time he's got Thors here, which are really going to mute the strength of the Mutalisks.
Yeah, I like the way Bunny played that. Send basically everything home, except just enough to take out that hatchery. So Lambo cannot mine from there. He's trying to retake that base, but Lambo will be losing it shortly as Bunny is already at the front again. The Mutalisks come for that counterattack again. There's too many of them.
Breaks into the mineral line. SCVs are finally going down.
DPS anymore, so the turrets will go down very easily.
Bunny turns around.
As well as all these Marauders who did not shoot up, trying to bait them onto those Widow Mines there, but Lambo not going to take the bait. And here comes the Thor to help
Yeah,
out.
Bunny, he turns back around. Lambo, he's able to max.
Okay, what is he doing with these medevacs?
They're kind of in front of the
decoy?
army. The army is coming behind them, but
the
they're
army's
not
there.
together.
I thought I didn't even notice the army was there. I'm
Yeah, it was a bit weird.
I'm
They
like,
were
that can't possibly be like, oh, I hope
Yeah,
you
what's
chase
going
these
on?
and
What's-
you steal all your medevacs. You're like, oh damn, I guess I shouldn't bait you with one of my most important things. Oh my God, Lambo
Oof,
overextends,
Jesus.
but only slightly, is already remaxing as some of that army is cleared out. It's all going to be down to how these Banelings connect.
Yeah, this Terran army is very scary right now with the Marauders at the front, soaking up whatever they can. The Banes run past, try to get on
Oh, he
top of
connects.
these
Oh my
Marines, but is there
God.
enough of them left?
They're massive
Some of the
Baneling
units thought
connections.
There's still a bit of a pack here, and I think Bunny is winning this fight convincingly.
So has more
Even
Marines.
as a tank remaining, all his medevacs. And he's just gonna
Bunny's
keep
control
pushing
was
right now.
lacking, his splits were lacking there as well, so that was maybe the best fight that Lambo could hope for, so he did trade as best as he could, so this is still quite
The problem
close.
is that I don't know that Lambo has managed to really win a fight to offset the strength of Bunny, and Bunny's fine trading. He's fine with a little bit of a back and forth.
Brutal Widowmine shots there, but yeah, like you said, he hasn't won a big fight, and he hasn't damaged the economy of Bunny either.
Right.
You know, with the mutas, you want to be getting those STV kills, running by with Zerglings. You got to be careful. You don't want to get aggroed in here when you're not looking.
right
He
shots.
doesn't
Oh my
have the
God.
army here.
Oh my
line
God, it was
shots.
so bad. He lost so many Banes. I mean, the one thing you would love to have as Terran is for Banes to connect on either Marauders or Thors.
Yeah. Okay, but Lambo's still somehow making this fight
Go on,
work. I'm
Baneling
not sure where
show.
the rest of Bunny's army is. It's at the front of his 4th base there. Okay, he scans this hatchery, sees it's there. A Widowmine will deny this one.
As
from
they're
going
pointing
down
out, like
anytime
Lambo's been
soon.
taking some really rough fights here. Bunny snowballing a bit out of control. He's massing up his reinforcements. 3 3s on the horizon.
So we're going to watch this just kill off this drone. This is one of these games you could be like, no, I swear I sent something there to me. What's
Yeah.
going on? Where's that drone?
Oh, does it get in?
Okay, he's going to hit this base as well, and I think it's actually, oh God, let's see if he can win this fight. He's going to actually just jut in with a couple of Marines.
Brings down the
and
expansion.
Marauders, just
Mutas
make
will
sure
clean
he
this up.
clears that out. Right now, Lambo's on 3 bases, guys. There's 1 4th base at the very, very top left that started, but as far as like what he's got that's functional and mining and going to contribute to his economy and his future trajectory in this game, it's those 3 bases where Terran is on 4, soon to be 5.
Yeah, it's the economy that's killing Lambo. Like, again, I don't think the fights have been too bad for Lambo. There have been a couple of rough Widowmine shots, of course, but it's the economy. Every single time Bunny pushes, he gets a base. Every single time, he kills the 4th, kills the 5th, kills the 6th, and just keeps rotating, keeps killing expansions, and Lambo cannot sustain these losses. He cannot afford this army. Not anymore. He's broke. Lambo's broke.
I feel like this game's going to get tougher and tougher for him. Unless he can find an angle where he kills a bunch of workers, where the Terran army isn't or something.
My shot goes off.
He's going to go for these turrets once again.
Oh my god, okay. He is going to be able to continue to fight here. He's going to
the shorts is down! Oh my god.
Okay, he does take it out, but
so many mules go down.
Yeah, how many Marines are actually here?
Oh, this
Jesus.
is so many mutas going down.
Oh god,
Yeah,
that's it.
Like,
Yeah.
There's so many 1 HP mutas that's going to be a GG. But really, that game was lost, much earlier.
Yeah, I think that was a Hail Mary, like, let me try and magic box this Thor. If it dies, maybe I get on the production or something, but
yeah,
just a bit of a risk.
Yeah, so Lambo went for a pretty, like, a very different, I should say, unit comp, kind of going for the classic ZVT Ling, Bane, Muta style. But Bunny parried the attacks pretty well. I thought for a little bit when that first big attack came in at the 3rd base, where the 4th base was above that.
Yeah.
I thought, for whatever reason, I guess I kind of decided like a bunch of SCVs had been killed.
Me too, actually.
And then we looked at the production tab and went, oh, actually,
he's fine.
you're totally fine trading infantry out for that.
Yeah.
The way I understand Ling Bane is that when you have enough fights over time where the Banes don't kill SCVs or have very lopsided exchanges where the Banes kill like all the Marines, you're probably going to lose over time.
Yeah, you do need some economic damage at some point, but
Yeah.
I
he
would
kept pulling his SUVs so
I would
quickly.
push back against the concept and the idea of economic damage being necessary with Ling Bane Muta. I mean, obviously you want the mutas to be able to break into mineral lines and get damage done. That is true, and because of the scouting, the mutas were unable to get damage done. But typically, something that Ling Bane Muta gives you is map control. Typically, map control and the threat of surrounds, the threat of flanks is enough to be able to maintain bases, and that's what it came down to. I will say the trades were fine for Lambo, but what's important is that Bunny, he was so aggressive and so assertive, and he was so quick to push across the map, to commit to these move-outs, to hit his 1-1 timing, did his 2-2 timing as well, and as we try to emphasize, every time he pushed, he got a base. Every single time. And he might not have killed many workers, but he was still dealing economic damage, to the point where at the end, as we've pointed out, Lambo had no mining. He had no mining, he had no bases, he had no economy, he just couldn't retain those expansions. And let's go. Let us jump on in.
That's what you always say about the win more move, right? Like, you don't need to win more.
Yeah. It's like, well, now I'm going to kill him with this push, and I'm going to expand 3 times, and I'm going to go. You're like, just relax. You only have to get the game to a certain point where you're winning enough, and then secure that and ride it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what Bunny did back there. So Bunny's up 2-1.
I didn't realize there were enough Marines to take out the mutas. The mutas took a big mine shot to the face, and then they took a Thor volley to the face as well. I think they took 2 Thor shots to the face. So the Thors and the Widowmines softened everything up, and Marines, they could just stim and win. That feels crazy.
But I think much richer, longer games here than the matches we had yesterday at RSL.
Yeah, definitely a lot more back and forth. Like,
Right.
those kind of games kind of ended with one punch. But we're seeing multiple fights, lots of aggression, harassment, that kind of stuff in these games. Some good old ZVT. Can't beat it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably, it's like the iconic matchup.
For the first time this series, Hatch Gas Pool standard open out of Lambo for the first time.
Yeah. No, it's...
Meanwhile,
It's been great
CC
to
first out of
duke it out.
Bunny.
It's been nice to cast Lambo, by the way.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of mostly. I mean, obviously, I do overseas events too, right? But I've mostly been casting the Korean players, who I'm so deeply familiar with. But getting to see like a Lambo versus Bunny match is very exciting, and you can see Lambo really kind of go toe to toe with Bunny. Bunny's, I think, sharpness has really been highlighted here in the mid game. The chitinous plating snipe in game 2. The ability to basically deflect the big attacks here from Lambo in Game 3 were also shown. I'm wondering if Lambo is going to go back to that Roach Ravager style again. It seemed to serve him a little
I would push
better
against the idea that he was like,
line.
you know,
with the Ling Muta,
easily
but
deflecting
really
Lambo. Like, as we were pointing out, like,
overall
those are
kind
some
of
rough
shot
fights for
down
Bunny.
there.
The way,
Yeah,
like, they were like trading is maybe the best way of putting it, just because it was very back and forth with how they were fighting each other. Except of course for the fact that Bunny was able to still achieve his goals, which was to get across the map, which was to break said economy. But getting into this, as we mentioned at the start of the series, like Bunny, his biggest strength is typically the mid game, and I feel like we have seen that throughout the course of this series. We'll see how Lambo does mix things up though. As we mentioned, for the first time this series, hatch gas pool. First time.
But let's see what Lambo is cooking up here. We have Ling Speed.
Meanwhile, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anonymous in the chat for the $99 tip. Oh my, ay, papi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation, for the tip. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the commentary. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely worth it to get one SCV.
Calm down, papi. Calm down.
Pay for yourself and more.
Yeah.
So we've got Starport.
Did Bunny get a third CC? No. 1-1-1. Ooh, just like game one.
And
hyper aggressive.
We've already kind of cast this early game before, although we don't know what kind of mid game it's going to be. He went right into a Liberator, so no Viking this time. So a super fast Liberator. So with Stim as well immediately.
Yeah.
Are they going to point it out?
I was liking the Viking openers.
Okay. So when it comes to Bunny's build, if you remember what happened in game one, this is the same build, except for the lack of Viking. But game one, he also went for the 1-1-1 into heavy Liberator Hellion aggression into his double tank stim timing and bio push, if you recall. So Bunny was hyper aggressive. This is why, if you remember, the casters were very critical and they were being like, "Oh, why is Bunny pushing? Why is he like this?" And it's like, well, Bunny delayed his third CC. You can see it now being thrown down, but his third base is late in favor of army production, in favor of a timing attack, in favor of aggression, which he does plan on going for. The question becomes, what does Lambo do as a response, as he will see the 1-1-1 setup. Big scout for Lambo. He sees everything.
Yeah, I think
confirms early stim, confirms 1-1-1. He knows.
Exactly, it's going to pan out. The Overlord is going to scout everything. So
except the third.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did it not? Where's his third CC?
The third's in the wall at the front, I believe. It's kind of like the Maru thing. Maru started doing this.
4:30 layer timing.
Okay.
Obviously, Terrans have done this for a while, but I think Maru does this every game now. Just throw that CC down at the front. I really like it because often the Overlord...
Early Roach one, I do like this. We mentioned this earlier, but Roach play is just very safe, and if Bunny is going to be hyper aggressive, then Roaches is a good way to just get you into the mid game.
But then again, I guess you could also hide barracks in the natural too. So I guess that ambiguity.
So reactive Roach Warren.
Beyond, I saw it do this where he like threw barracks down in the natural. So it's like you might still think it's third CC, because there is a way to look and be like, well, there's not enough infrastructure here, so there has to be money spent on the command center. Anyways, yeah, it's smart. I like that. He puts the command center in the entrance, and then your Overlord Scout doesn't confirm everything, although you may suspect it.
Yeah, you probably want like a Ling run around to the front at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you really need to know.
So far, +1 carapace is on the way. Again, that'll help against the Bio Army when it comes to his Roach Ravager. Bunny, this time, though, hasn't dealt any economic damage. The Liberator didn't achieve too much, neither did the Hellion.
I guess so. Okay, you're right. Yeah, Vision Lambo.
But he does preserve them.
Yeah, at some point in time. He must have ran a Ling in there, because he did not see it before.
Yeah. So good scouting from Lambo.
You can see early stim is done. Now we have combat shields. We have 1-1 upgrades on the way. When Lambo going for early infestors.
This isn't like the all-in kind of Roach build. It's going to be slightly slower. Add in the second Evo chamber. Going to be getting the second upgrade on the way. And once again, he went for a Viking after the Liberator. And the Viking's been doing work in this series, man.
Yeah, and once again, it's the glitch in the Matrix. It's going to be the Overseer morph. But this time, he's going to get away.
Yeah.
It's a sign of what's to come. Is Lambo going to win game 4?
So again, we're waiting for the upgrades here for Bunny. That's going to be his timing.
The third base already set up. This isn't super safe, but I don't know that the Zerg is going to attack. Well, actually, I think the Zerg might attack here. He's getting armor. He's getting roaches. We'll know if we see Ravagers morphed, if this is going to be him trying to attack.
Lambo's droning. Look at the worker count. 80 drones. Lambo, he was so greedy this game. And despite the Liberator Hellion opener, Bunny has not punished at all. 81 drones, so fast.
He got the drone count he want. He might start pumping out a bunch.
Here come the safety infestors that we mentioned, and now we're going straight into the hive.
To get your hive.
Now, is this too greedy? That's the better question. Because again, 82 drones is crazy. When Bunny's hitting his timing, and here he comes. Remember, this is lined up with 1-1. We're lined up with 1-1 here. Here comes Bunny. Here comes this push. It's the same push and timing he tried to go for in game 1.
There's a lot of roaches.
Is Lambo ready for this? Okay.
I don't know. I think he might have pushed through the blind spot. Okay, so he's going to just be hit right over here.
Yeah, the scan reveals the roaches.
The SCVs are going to counterattack. There are
Bunny forced back home.
you know, there is a siege tank up
And
here.
Lambo, he
so,
gets away with it. Lambo, he gets away with the greed. Again, he's already at max workers here at 84 drones, and now the Hive is almost done. Into Ultra Tech, into Ultra Infestor, Lingbane, Roach Ravager. Like, Lambo, he's taking freely.
For those Lings, not the worst trade on either side. But Bunny has not committed to the push, so I think this is looking pretty good for Lambo in that aspect.
It's very good for Lambo.
Gonna get his next upgrade on the way. Hive is not finished. Would love to take out these.
Like right now,
aliens.
everything's in favor for Lambo. Like not a lot has happened, but a lot has happened this game. Like in the sense that it's been a lot of posturing. It's been a lot of the players embracing their own builds. And Bunny, remember, he delayed his third base, he delayed his economy for an earlier push. He pushed, he scanned the roaches, he backed away, knowing that he could not break through, and Bunny missed it. Bunny, he missed his timing, and now Lambo can freely get into ultras.
Two medevacs are going to go into the main. I think that Lambo is ready. He's going to wrap around here with his, I think everything that he's got. No, I'm sorry.
It's everything.
There is a spore crawler, but yeah, these units will land.
No shot, we snipe Ultra Cavern again.
Here
No
as
shot.
well, but Lambo's
No
back
shot.
in time. That medevac will fall, so some of the units will not get out. Just the one medevac, but this has bought Bunny time to move over this side.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to try to hit 3 o'clock.
And again, there's a lot of pressure on Bunny to do some damage here before Ultra Tech.
Right? Although it did not have the Roach Ravager bust
Ultra's on the way.
beforehand. But he's going to come up here. You can let the hatchery take a little
Guesses
bit of
of the
damage, but
expansion.
He's going to save it. He needs to attack it now, and he's not.
He gets it.
I think he just can't, right? Like he's trying to hit this Ultra Power Spike. I don't think he even has Bane Speed at this moment, so...
Yeah,
or Banelins.
There's 5 Ultras making, but like I think Terran, if with good enough spreading, could maybe even take this other base out.
Yeah, no Bane Speed available, no Ultras, so... Bunny hitting a critical timing just before that Hive Tech gets online and these power units come out. Very nice timing by him. Will net himself a hatchery. Will he go for one more here? He's kind of entrenched in that base with some good
I mean, the Ultra Cavern is at the natural, not in the main,
like, be aggressive,
I
I'd
believe.
like to see these Marines get a bit more active here. He's also attacking down this side as
Going
well.
for the mineral line.
Spore Crawler right away.
Ultras got spotted.
Ultras will come over, so he'll be forced to lift up.
Big scout.
And this right side army's not done anything. It's just sitting there for the moment. Okay, now it's starting to be active.
Okay, he's going to come in again.
Dude, these drops look so annoying to deal with
I
without
know.
anything
Well,
that shoots up.
this is the price you pay when you're, you got Ultra and Roach. Is that you can kind of just be annoyed endlessly by the drops and everything else that's over there.
Lambo trying to commit. He's going for it. He commits.
Yeah.
Nice blinding clouds.
Blinding cloud here.
Very
Makes
nice.
The tank's completely useless. Lambo picks this off. There is a small attack here in the
He wants the
far
infestor.
left. And I don't know what's going to be here to defend it.
Nice tank shot.
Yeah, one tank on the high ground here, but Lambo
He
is
gets
going to
in.
go up. He has,
Wow.
units to the
Oh my
left
God,
side
late
of this army,
reaction.
they're going to have to run over, but more than 10 drones going down instantly. We'll save the hatchery, and I think overall Lambo can be happy with this. He managed to get his Ultra Tech out. Yes, he lost 10 drones, but that's not the end of the world. When you've got 3K in the bank, you can easily remake those. Can the Ultras fit behind that? Yeah, they can. This is such an awkward spot to attack into, though. The Ultras can't really get back here to help.
Oh my God, it's so annoying. One does manage to get
The
over there.
SimCity back.
12 drones have been picked off.
And again, this is nice harassing damage, but here comes Lambo. Here comes Lambo. Okay, so question is, how many blinding clouds did he have? Did he regenerate energy on his Viper or not? I'm not entirely certain.
He would love to get a good fight. He's adding that
With his
spike
blinding clouds, he
again.
can break that defensive line. Here comes Lambo. He's pushing.
Without the waves of aggression we saw. He's going to attack this base over here, the planetary, and I think Bunny might not be able to hold
Infestor goes
this.
down.
He's trying to repair the
Nice target
planetary, but
firing.
he's going to go down instantly.
Fungal lands.
Good fungals on the bio,
Oh my
knocking
God.
basically all of that down. That allows the Ultras to connect and not be kited. And this Bioforce is just starting to fall here. Roaches, Lings, Infestors in the back.
he has enough.
Reinforcements coming over for Lambo,
Ooh.
taking out so much army right now.
How much further can Lambo try to push in? He's going to get over here to the third base. The blinding clouds are going to go down.
But there we go. He breaks through the main army, breaks into the expansion, and despite Lambo losing some workers earlier, despite him being delayed somewhat, he still breaks through. He still breaks through, still overwhelms.
Down on this bio and all the medevacs, but they're actually sitting in the liberation zones right now. Finally, that Liberator goes down, and all these SCVs tasteless.
Yeah, 21 SCVs are picked off. I think Bunny, this could be fatal damage here. Lambo, he can dump so many minerals into Zerglings right now and probably wind up for another attack.
Yeah, I feel like this is what Game 2 was supposed to look like. The big Ultra timing, but with Microbial Shroud that game as well. But this time, Bunny not able to snipe the cavern, so it actually does hit, and it hits hard, man.
Yeah, so now Terran's going to try
Kind
to
of.
crawl back out on the map.
Like, once again, I think it's important to emphasize that Bunny, he did fall behind early on, as opposed to Game 2. Game 2, Bunny went for a much more standard opener. Here in game number 4 at this point, remember, Bunny, he did have a delayed economy himself. Not just that, but Lambo was so greedy this game, as opposed to Game 2, which they're trying to reference, which I would disagree. Remember, in Game 2, Lambo cut workers at 67. He was 3-base all in. Here, Lambo cut workers at 84. Like, Lambo, he joined up so fast to 84 workers, and he got away with it. He was hyper greedy, and that's why you can see this, the disparity here in supplies. That's why Lambo was able to embrace his high-tech ultras as quickly as he could, the upgrades as well. Again, the drop play from Bunny was good, but not good enough. Not to make up for his deficit, not to make up for Lambo getting away with that high economy early on and making use of that economy.
He's got Bane speed coming in finally. Maybe a little bit of a mistake to not have that at this point, as he's had a huge bank, but here comes the Ultralist. So many of these at the front. Is he going to pull the trigger here? I think he should. The only thing that might make you not want to is Bane speed, but he's going to go for it. Ultralist getting in the
the fungals.
Huge fungals on the Marines and the Marauders. They're trying to kite back, but they cannot get away. And Lambo crushing it right now.
Yeah, that's going to be a GG. Lambo brings us into Game 5. That was a game where everything Lambo had planned worked out.
Yeah.
From start to finish, he managed to do everything he needed to do. And he made that style work that really had not, gotten him too far before.
Yeah, beautifully played. I like that he didn't give up on the idea. Like, no, this is a good plan. Like, as long as I don't lose the tech and I get everything online and I get what I need, I can make this work. Goes for it again to huge success. Like, that attack, he kind of smashed Bunny.
GG, well played. They're kind of framing the game in a certain way where it's like, oh, like he just tried it again, and this time he was able to refine his play and make it work. Once again, I'll push back against it. Like, this was not the same build. It looks the same when it comes to the end goal and like the end composition, but getting there was very different. Very different. Remember, game 2, we saw a gasless opener. It was a gasless opener into Hyper Greed early on into the Roach all-in, followed by the Ultras. Like, game 2 was a very different kind of game. Here in game 4, again, it was Hyper Greed, safety Roach Warren after Lambo scouted the 1-1-1, deflected the 1-1 timing attack at a Bunny, and got away with 84 workers. Partly because of the larger map, but also because of the scouting, right? Lambo, he scouted, he knew he could get away with Greed, he played it safe with his Roaches, of course, and then he was able to get away with not just Hive Tech, but Hive Tech off of a very fast and very strong economy. GG. GG, well played with that. Lambo, he does he does tie things up, and now we're going all the way to the ace match. Let's go. Game 5, where we're jumping.
Let's see who's going to move on. By the way, delightfully close match here.
Oh, what a pleasure this is to go to Game 5. Lambo and Bunny fighting it out to the last map, which is going to be at Eternity's Edge. By the way, if you're just joining the broadcast, this isn't the second set of the day. We did switch the order. So after this, we'll be following this up with Rogue versus Clem.
Clem was in bed.
Yeah, there were some technical issues with Rogue Clem. I'm sure that's been resolved by now. So we just had the other players hop on. So yeah, you still have a whole best of 5 after this. So we're not even halfway through the day here. So, we're going to go into Game 5. And I think this is a really tough one to call. These guys are clearly very evenly matched.
So once again, I want to say for the 3rd time this series, it's going to be CC first at a Bunny.
But
he's been doing this very often on these larger maps.
Yeah, wow. This is what he did in Game 1, right? Which he lost.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't believe he's going to do the losing strategy.
This is
again.
the losing strat.
It's the 3rd time he's doing it, by the way.
What he's able to get away with here.
Early pull out of Lambo once again.
Didn't expect him to go
Later gas.
First, in Game 5. But let's see if Lambo does do the Roach Ravager stuff again.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. By the way, how wild would it be if Lambo got to the round of 4 in his first RSL?
That'd be sick.
That'd be a really good result for him.
So those tech issues, Clem's excuse this time. Technical bench. They said it was a tech issue. I didn't believe him. I think, what? Hold on. You know what the tech issue was? The tech issue was that that Clem, his phone was off and they couldn't wake him up. That was the issue. That was. Sorry guys, it's a technical issue. The alarm did not go off for Clem. His phone is out of battery and we can't call him, so we're gonna. So it's a technical issue. True. It's okay. He's waking up. He'll be awake.
The map right now, and you're going to see the CC is done immediately.
By the way, that statue looked so sick.
Yeah.
I would,
yeah.
Yeah, let's go back over there and take a look.
The alarm not going off is a tech issue. I believe him. I believe him.
Like a few minutes. Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
That looks so bad.
It fits. It fits.
Very, very cool. Look at his banner blown in the wind. Oh my god.
I didn't even notice the banner. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Very, very cool statue.
There's a lot of great stuff that you can find on some of these maps here. Like it's no, it's crazy. The StarCraft map editor too, by the way, is like it's insane what you can do with it.
From here, welcome to Attorney's Edge. Attorney's Edge is, I would say, can be a very dynamic map, especially in a longer and later game. There's gold bases, high yield bases as well. Bunny, once again, for the third time this series, do you see what I see? He went for this build last time, Starport before CC. Starport before CC. So once again, we are asserting ourselves with being more aggressive, and if we fail to get damage done, Bunny will fall behind. Remember, Bunny, he's actively himself kind of sacrificing his own economy in favor of more Hellion aggression, in favor of the earlier Banshee play or earlier Viking play. Like, Bunny is being a little more assertive here, and he needs to get damage done with this. As Stim is going to be done early, Combat Shields is done early, and this usually leads into 1-1 timings. Usually.
And that kind of leads into everything else. And I don't know, maybe you know, Sturgeon, but I don't know if there's like is there any like kind of trick if you see them go CC first that Zerg can do to really punish?
Well, sometimes an early pull can kind of get the SCV.
Nah.
Yeah, if you have
I guess I
quick
meant
pull,
after you scout it.
Oh, like, after you scout it?
Yeah.
No, not really, because
Yeah.
like once the Hellions come out, you know, Ling stuff is kind of similar to if you're just doing Hatch first. Unless you're going to do like a crazy all-in, right? Like
Yes,
if you're
I
going
was
to go
about to
gas
say,
pull like 13-12 or something. And try
Right.
like,
That's
all-ins
what I'm
are stronger
flying
against
for.
CC
but
first.
if they don't, you just lose. So anyway, just looking at Bunny's build here, he's actually going Marauder Hellion here. Are we going to see... Okay, he's adding Marines now and Stim.
It's a 2-base all-in. That's a second and third ranks before CC. Hyper aggression by Bunny. Bunny, he reveals the Marauder intentionally, by the way. That was very intentional.
Yeah, we'll have to see how many he wants to make, or...
Like, he's feigning, like, Concussive Shell or, like, Marauder production, like, Hellbat push. Bunch of Roaches are popping out.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what that early Marauder was from Bunny there.
Yeah, 4 axes, 2-base all-in.
Marauder, I mean, why not, I guess. I thought it might be one of those, like, Marauder Hellbat timings, but it isn't going to be that, so... He's going to get his +1. He's going for tanks behind this. Add in
Like,
4 more
sorry,
racks.
okay.
He's going to have a lot of production.
Quickly getting into it. Bunny revealing his early Marauder makes it look like he's going for an earlier push, so Lambo has been making a bunch of Roaches, and he's not been joining. These drones are late for Lambo, so Lambo assumed that an earlier move out was coming, so he's been mind gamed. Like, the mind games here, Lambo, he's forced to be more inefficient, and Bunny is going all-in, but he's going for a later all-in here with all these upgrades, with all this tech kicking in.
Yeah.
At least in the games that I see. But I think it can be very strong. Because this was, like, there was, like, that GSL where, like, Maro was, like, CC first every time.
Yeah.
And he was, like, doing, like, half, like, get a third command center quickly and half do a push. And then he kind of just, like, phased out 2-base push. But I think this can be very strong because somebody might see command center first and just assume it's going to be the inevitable 3-base 8 racks style. Where if you come hit with 5
3-base 8 racks has not been seen in quite some time. Like, we didn't see it at all this series for good reason. Like, it's not very viable nowadays.
Which tells me that he is going to try to come out here and fight. So I don't actually know what this interaction is supposed to look like. If you know, Zerg can just obviously take the fight, right? Because they already have Roach Ravager or what?
That was prevalent in the previous meta.
Looking to be aggressive here. Tons of Roaches coming out versus a big 2-base.
Now, Lambo, he had to spike up in workers to catch up for not joining earlier, and here comes Bunny. It's all or nothing.
The siege tanks not siege. This could be disastrous for Bunny.
Lambo's gonna beat him.
Like an Oilers thing, or you might get forced to
does the siege in time.
Place. He does see these Roaches. Now they know what the other guy is doing,
control.
and there's actually a lot of bio here. I think Lambo has to be very careful. The tank siege up, and that's going to slow the push down. But he's actually bled quite a few Roaches.
Catching the Ravagers.
Okay, the Overseer's coming in.
Does catch the Ravagers. I think Lambo's okay. Like, Lambo, he did not overdrone. He caught workers under 3-base saturation, and he has a bunch of Roach Ravager. I think Lambo can get on top of the tank. He's going for it.
Pulls the trigger. He's going to go in for this.
He gets one.
Hit one of the tanks, but not the other one. Just slightly off.
He gets the other.
So many Roaches
He's done
right
it.
now, Tasteless.
Oh my God, Lambo completely flattens this. Bunny, I mean, again, it looked kind of like that anti-timing from game number 1. And I don't think Zerg's going to stop. I think you go all the way back across the map.
And remember, Bunny was all in. Bunny was all in. The all in fails, and now Lambo can counterattack. He can counterattack and just snowball out of control. Again, Lambo, he cut workers early, under 60 workers, so very low drone count for Lambo. He took it very seriously, and Lambo just shut Bunny down completely. And Bunny has no follow-up. Bunny has no third CC.
Will start to fall, and Lambo has to be careful not to get surrounded here. He's going back into drone, so this army isn't being reinforced right now. Couple depots burning down. The SCVs come out to repair, but you can't do anything about these Ravagers biling these down, so they're all going to fall. And Lambo's just getting his eco up behind this.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lambo won the fight and goes, okay, let's back up. Let's not overextend. Let's not go too hard. Bunny, I think, has stayed patient. But, you know, this is not great for Bunny. I don't think there was a third command center ever made, by the way.
It's two
he's
base
been stuck on 2 bases, and I think he has one more push left in him.
Yeah.
And if this doesn't work, I think he's just dead, because
I agree.
Lambo's up to 75 drones now, and he has...
Yeah, as they're pointing out, Bunny does not pull the boys. Does not pull the boys here. Bunny, he's been all in this entire time. There's a chance that maybe Lambo's being too greedy by attacking up too hard, so maybe Bunny can make this work. But it's looking quite dire for Bunny. Looking very dire.
Yeah, I really like the Lambo's decision making here. Okay, he's going to force the tanks to siege, and if they do, he'll bile them. They actually are not sieging. It's kind of insane. He's just running at this Roach army. Where are these infestors, though? I think they're coming out just now. Bunny's going to have to be careful.
we land
His whole
the
army
tanks?
fungled here.
Okay, he's got the right idea. Just force him to siege and then run.
Ooh.
Yeah, the fungal hits. Anything that you can do damage to.
Oh,
There's
here come the
SCVs with
boys!
this. He's
Let's
pulled the
go!
boys.
Oh my god, this is so tense right now. Lambo's maxed out, though.
See, but Bunny's not.
Yeah, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Lambo.
Stay back.
Yeah, and if you move the tanks up, they get biled as well, right?
Right. Oh, God, I don't think this is gonna work. I mean, basically, this.
Ooh.
It's the SC.
The boys, no! The boys get fungled. All of them are gonna fall, and the
Oh my
bio gets
god, massive
The
fungals.
tanks are doing a lot of damage, though, in the back, but does Bunny have the numbers right now, Tasteless?
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna come in here. He is gonna get this.
And again, really patient play by Lambo. Bunny, he breaks the third. Lambo just backs off. Lambo, he just backs off, builds up more units. Lambo knows the time's on his side. Just take it slow. Take it slow, Pat.
By the way, double supply here, Lambo. To Bunny's, Lambo's max, Bunny's at 105.
Okay, this is getting weird now. These Roaches gonna counterattack. The drones evacuate. But Lambo needs to take another base if he's not going to defend those two, right? Because
yeah, I like the counterattack here with the Roaches. You basically just kill anything that's going to reinforce, because all you want to do is kill off this army.
Drones get caught.
Yeah. Okay, he is taking that base below his natural now, so he can get his workers back to mining. 13 drones going down. I don't think, but I mean, Bunny can't go home. He can't just go home and macro, but there's already Roaches across the map, so he has to, right?
I think he is going to go home. That's what's crazy about this.
He doesn't have a choice,
but Lambo needs to then come in here and sandwich this.
Yeah, or run
he doesn't
away.
need to. He doesn't need to.
I'm really confused by this position right now.
Oh, he's going to try and trap this Zerg army, but they're getting away to the left, aren't they?
Yeah. The
Oh,
thing is,
Who sandwiches who?
The thing is, I just feel
Who
like
gets
if Bunny's moving around the map, can't Lambo just crush this? Maybe not.
Maybe, but I mean, Bunny has 23 workers.
Yeah, Lambo just counterattacks. He just counterattacks. He just hits a natural, catching more reinforcements.
Okay, he's going to counterattack, but I don't know about this. I mean, I would have thought you'd want to flatten the army. So he's going to deny the base again.
Oh,
okay, he's going to
Oh,
run
he gets in the main.
main.
That's good, though. He can stop all the production now.
Yeah, now he needs to...
I mean, Lambo's fine. Like, I mean, like they're like, I mean, Lambo, as long as he can hold on to the ramp, that's all he has to do. Just hold the ramp.
To hit this army.
He's got Hive done. Will he make a Viper or something? You can't make any tech here. It's too... It's just
massive
too
fungal.
dangerous. He's actually going to engage here. But Lambo going for it down
Lambo
the
pushing
ramp.
into too many tanks,
I'm not sure
though.
if that's wise.
Too many.
Maybe you want to let the Terran come up the ramp into the open first.
Bunny has one SCV in the game. It's crazy.
He's
Yeah, tanks are on siege. He gets some GG.
Wow, Lambo, a.k.a. Eggmorph, is moving on. He Eggmorphs his way to the round of 4. Crazy.
What a game.
That was insane. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, Bunny went for that 2-base. I don't know if you want to call it all-in for the first attack. It's kind of an all-in.
It's
definitely an all-in when you pull the boys with it.
Yeah, once the boys are pulled, there's no going back. But
I'm
no.
moving over my cord here. Sorry.
if you don't kill like a hatchery or 2 hatcheries with that push, then you're just so far behind. So it's very, very committed at least. We can call it an all-in probably, but Lambo was doing the same thing, right? Like
I know.
50-ish workers. going for
I
that
don't know
roach
if
attack.
I bring this up all the time, and it's still continuing here as well. I don't know what it is about the RSL casters, Gemini, State, Sturgeon, and Tasteless. You can see even here as well. They're like, oh, maybe it wasn't. They're so adverse to calling all-ins all-ins. I don't know why. Like they just really maybe they like have some negative connotations with it, and they don't want to paint that negative light on the player or something. I don't know, but like they're very adverse to like to making a strong statement about how committed and how all in a build is. It's just something that comes up every time. It's weird. It just stands out to me. It just stands out. Regardless, GG well played. GG well played. With that, congratulations, Lambo. He will claim the series. When it comes to the series itself, congratulations, Lambo does claim it. It's a big win for Lambo. But I do want to say that Bunny surprised me a little bit. So at the beginning of the series, we did say the Bunny is he thrives in the mid game. That is true. We did see that. But Bunny was hyper aggressive this series. It was 3 different times he went for that build. 3 different times. I mean, not the same build. We went for the same opener, going for a 1-1-1, committing to hyper aggression, and he was struggling because almost every single game Lambo was playing roaches. The one game that he didn't, he played mutas, and Bunny was able to win, of course, but we saw a lot of roach heavy play out of Lambo, and roach is just really safe. It's just a really safe way to play, and for Bunny to commit himself into late third bases time and time again, to need to get damage done and to fail to get damage done due to the scouting and due to the roach setup back at home, Bunny was in a really rough position multiple times throughout this series because of said builds themselves. And even here at the very end, committing to the 2-base all-in, Lambo, he likewise also played it safe. He did take note of the early Marauder move out. If you remember, I was like, oh, is he trying to fake out and hit a later timing and force like an overreaction? And Lambo did overreact, but he eventually droned up to 3-base saturation, and he committed to roaches, and he did not overdrone. I say 3-base saturation at Lambo, he cut workers at 57. It was either 57 or 58, but it was under 60 workers, so a relatively low drone count, but well enough to build up his army and to defend and survive. And yeah, Bunny was just hyper aggressive this entire series. He was just hyper aggressive, very committed, very all in at times. And yeah, in the end, Lambo, with safer play, with scouting, of course, was able to keep up and shut him down. GG. GG well played. With that, we're going to be going to our final series of the broadcast. We're going to be cutting to a short break, and when we come back, we have our next series. It's going to be Clem versus Rogue. Let's go. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Did that lone roach just walk past the army ignored? It did happen, yes. I did notice that. But we're going to be cutting to a short break. When we come back, we'll have our next series. We'll have Clem versus Rogue. See you soon. See you soon.
Burrow tokens, so your units can be burrowing when you're actually playing the game. We've got Kerrigan over here. It looks like it's right out of one of the cutscenes you would see from those iconic Blizzard cinematics. My favorite out of all of them actually is going to be the Nidus. This thing is huge in comparison to the rest of the figurines, and it's cool to see that they're bringing the ability for Zerg to maneuver very quickly and spread into the game as well. As amazing as this looks, it's not just a bunch of figurines. This is actually a game. Each unit comes with a corresponding card, and on the card are the different attributes and abilities for that unit. Just like in a normal game of StarCraft, you get upgrades. This one's for the Roach. You flip the card over, you're going to see what kind of upgrades you can unlock, and those are going to give you different abilities that allow you to do different things with the units in the game. When a game starts, you get both minerals and Vespian gas. The units cost minerals, the tactical cards cost Vespian gas. Take a tactical card, if you flip it over, you get to see what abilities you're going to be able to unlock and cast during the game. In order to get started, go to the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game website. There you can find the game rules, but also the army builder. From there, you pick a faction, how many minerals and Vespian gas you get. You spend those minerals and Vespian gas to unlock units and tactical cards. And from there, you're ready to go. For more information on the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game, sign up for the newsletter on Archon Studios' website. Check it out.
What's up, everybody? Tasteless and Ziggy here. We are finally ready to paint our first StarCraft figurine here. We've got Zeratul. I have no artistic ability, and Ziggy doesn't either, but he's got a little bit more than me, so we're gonna have him actually paint the figurine. Ziggy, tell us what we got here.
to. We've got the Zeratul miniature, the very first one that we got sent by Arkan Studio from the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game.
I gotta say, it's crazy. We have the primer on Zeratul right now, and that's going to allow the paint to stick on here. We've got, how many different colors are we going to use?
Oh, I got a bunch. I got some purples, got some greens. I'm gonna try and paint him sort of like he's on the box art. We're gonna start with the airbrush, put some purple on him just as a base, and then work from there with the brushes and yeah, see what happens.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, we're back. I'm checking in on Ziggy's progress again. How are we doing?
We're doing great. I think it's come along better than I thought it would. I don't know what you think, but I'm kind of proud of this.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I love what you did with the lighting here on the cape and everything. I think you did an incredible job. We're near completion here. Also, Arkan Studios sent us some miniatures of their own they painted. If you want to see what their models look like, take a look.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back
And
to the RSL.
welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the RSL, to the Rival StarCraft League Season 5 Playoffs Day Number 2 co-stream. It looks like once again, just like yesterday, it looks like we are not rotating casters. If you notice, yesterday we had State and Sturgeon casting together for the entire day of the playoff, and it looks like here we have Sturgeon and Tasteless also casting the entire day. I point this out just because usually they rotate. Usually they have multiple casters available and they mix them in and out, either mid-series or in between series. But it looks like so far, at least for day 1 and day 2, we just have 2 casters. We just have the 1 duo for the entire broadcast. It's just interesting. Just did notice it. Noticed it enough to point out.
I know we mentioned it when we were in the studio earlier.
So now we're getting ready. We're getting ready for the next series here. We just wrapped up with Bunny versus Lambo. Lambo did just take down Bunny 3-2 to make it to advance on to the upper bracket semifinals. Meanwhile, up next we do have a next series. It's going to be a TVZ, another TVZ between Clem and Rogue. Let's go.
It's also got like a lot of really cool kind of poppy, in-your-face timing attacks and all-ins and everything.
Yeah.
I think Clem is going to be slightly favored here. Clem looks really strong right now.
Clem is very favored. I would take a stronger stance there and not say slightly, but very favored. But we'll see.
Getting deep in this RSL.
Yeah,
Which is
indeed.
a welcome change here from our previous seasons.
Yeah, we've had a lot of Protoss champions up until now, but this is the first season where I feel like Zerg has a real good shot to take it, which would be a nice change.
Really? Okay.
But not if Clem has anything to say about it. I feel
Let's
like
go.
Clem and Hero
No
are the kind of
vetoes.
guys
Once
I'm looking
again, they're
at
not
in
showing
this
vetoes,
bracket
Pappy.
as the real potential champions here, like the guys with the best shot, you know. But there's a lot of Zergs. They've got the numbers, true to their kind of lore.
Can this game go a little bit slower, please? It's actually, I can't keep up.
It looks like the feed is struggling.
This isn't good.
Yeah, that was
Guys, you are enjoying the game. Sorry, got tech issue.
okay.
What tech issue? What could possibly be going wrong in this game?
That's the alarm.
I guess you can put us back on camera here.
Oh, I guess that's...
So this is actually why we started with the other best of 5. So the fact that this is still happening, it's not good. I don't know.
It's not great. You know,
it's not good. I'm like, no, this is what I wanted.
Interesting. But hopefully they fix up. Hopefully they're able to clear up the issue that's currently ongoing, and then we can jump into our series here. I'm curious what the issue is, by the way. Like why it's affecting this series, not the other.
I could probably talk about how good Clem is for like an hour, you know, because he is just...
Well, he's just looking beastly now.
He's amazing.
No
the
Protoss
Protoss
this
as
time
well, dude.
As well, yeah.
Yeah. But
it is crazy when you see somebody who can off race that well.
It is scary.
Or if you play somebody that you play with all the time and then they off race and you're like, oh, this is like a little bit disrespectful, and then like they beat you and you're like, I'm so mad.
I'm so mad. I'm fuming,
I am pissed.
And then they give you advice.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, by the way, you should do that. Oh, dude, this is your off race.
No,
Just
if someone beats you in
give
their
me a
off race,
minute.
I have to like actually twist it. I have to be like, you're such a loser. You play this game so much. Like I play this game all day, but like you, woo, your parents must be worried about you.
Anyone worse than me is a noob. Anyone
Yes.
better is a try-hard loser.
Yeah. You
That's the way
it's
it
just a
goes.
game, man. Get a life, dude.
That's the yeah.
So I don't. Do we know who's actually lagging? Oh, it's Mapu.
Oh,
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't see that one in the cards.
yeah.
Now, why would
What a twist.
Mapu lag in this game,
But not the
but
last
not
series.
the other game?
I don't know. We'll have to see if we can get that figured out shortly, and hopefully get on with this one. Looks like we will be trying this again here.
The server, yeah, it's
Just a moment, here
might
we
be a
go,
server
we are
issue.
back.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. As it looks like we're jumping back in.
Wait, no, now I can't hear game sound. Oh, no, I'm kidding. Just saw Ziggy's eyes get all big. Oh, no, what's
Ziggy
wrong?
just freaked out.
You guys hear that ringing? You hear that ringing? I don't. Okay, no, I'm kidding, Ziggy.
Why is there a fire in the corner
Yeah.
of the studio?
Okay. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second upper bracket finals, the upper bracket quarterfinals of the broadcast. So we're going to be jumping into our TVZ. Sporting top right hand corner, we do have our French Terran player, the red Terran. It is going to be Clem for Team Liquid. Bottom left, we do have the South Korean Zerg player. It is Rogue. And as we get into this, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we dive into our initial best of. And we have a lot going on. Oh my god, Clem going for 3 racks already. And Rogue is going gasless. Jesus. Hyper aggression.
Clem, by the way, not going Protoss today.
Right.
This is expand into.
3 racks.
This is Command Center
Stim.
first, right? Was it? Does anybody remember how this game started?
He's going for 3x stim timing here. It's going to be a very committed build. And remember, Rogue is cutting corners. Quickly. Rogue, he has no gas. Rogue, he has 0 gas back at home. Why is that? Because he's going into roaches. He's cutting corners. He's going into a heavy queen count, into a lot of drones, into later gas, into later roach production. We could try to turn this into 2-base muta. That's the other option here for Rogue. But regardless, it's very greedy. It's very, very greedy. And the concern here is that if Rogue doesn't realize what's going on, he might get caught out. So Clem, very, very risky build here on Celestial Enclave, but it's a very calculated risk because on this map, it is more than likely that the Zerg player goes gasless. Gasless builds are very common on Celestial Enclave because of the nature of the map itself. The map is very defensive. You have a pocket expansion, you have the high ground natural, and you have the higher ground main base, so you can be very, very greedy here on this map, and Clem wants to try to punish that greed. Emphasis on try. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can pull it off. We'll see if Rogue recognizes what's going on.
Did he go 3 hatch before gas?
He did.
Insane?
I don't know.
He did.
He's just taking gas now. And he,
Technically,
Yeah.
until he threw me off.
yeah. I wasn't looking at the builds. I was just.
I mean, Lambo also
worried about the
went for
tech.
this
His
opener
hatchery
last
is
time, if you
already,
recall.
Almost done here at the 3rd base. Okay. So some interesting builds. I mean, this is Celestial Enclave. It's the kind of most macro-orientated map. It has that pocket base.
It is.
You often get away with some of these really, greedy builds,
Yeah.
like we're seeing in this game. The Overlord getting some vision here. We'll see these Marines if they go into vision, but
Well, they're pretty out of vision. I think he
Yeah,
knows
right
the
now
Overlord's
they are.
up there.
Clem's so smart. If that's me, I'm just running them around like an
Yeah,
idiot
no,
under the
I'm like-
Overlord. Like, I'm here.
I've got everything rallied right by that depot. It's like,
man.
so, he's going to have stim. He's going to have combat.
So if you notice, Clem is rallying his Marines at the edges of his main, at the edges of his pocket base as well. He's looking for the Overlord to deny the scout. The goal here is to deny the scout to make sure that Rogue doesn't see what's coming.
around the
yeah.
Overlord's blind spot.
Oh, dude, yeah, there's just the smallest blind spot there, yeah. Yeah, I like that he has a Marine at the worker-only path as well, so a drone can't get in there.
Yeah.
Does Clem.
So stim's going to be done. Now, I assume you go out with stim
And blocking the
combinations.
Overlords coming in, I guess more importantly, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine. So, Zerg's going to take the interior base.
So Rogue is going for late link speed into the Olivia chamber. Here comes the push. Here comes the
How
timing.
much time does Rogue have to react? Rogue had
And Rogue has no link speed, no roaches, and no bailings. He's going to have purely Ling Queen to defend. It's going to be a tough hold.
This is a medevac-lish timing.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be one where, like, if you can do a lot of damage, but if they have enough lings, they will surround you.
Now, at least Rogue saw this coming, so it looks like he should have enough lings, and with a good surround, Rogue should be okay. But again, no link speed. Oh my
No
god.
speed here due to the greedy early build. He got
Yeah.
his gas very late.
Is that just
There's
it?
no speed
Is that
at all,
just
so the
game?
Lynx just can't engage.
That might just be game.
Queens versus Marines
Gets a queen.
right now, and the Marines are winning.
Gets
The
a queen.
drones have
Boys
to
are
be
being
pulled.
pulled.
Is Clem just going to win this game with the
Critical
first push here,
damage.
Tasteless?
I mean, it's a lot of kills. He's
Oh my
already
god!
got
Oh my god! 12 drones.
The Marines are still doing a lot of damage. You can see the combat shield is
Yeah,
really
critical damage is
helping.
being
They're
dealt.
So tanky. Ultimately, they
Finally
are
cleaned up.
I don't know what the number is that you want to kill for workers. 12 is pretty good.
Yeah, 12 is a lot. That basically equalizes the worker counts.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rogue can remake them quicker than Clem with 4 hatcheries worth of lava.
Okay, so winding it back here. That was critical damage. That was critical damage being dealt at Clem. He crippled the economy. He traded well against the Zerglings. He was able to pick up some queens as well. A very strong start. And remember, Clem is not done. Clem's follow-up is now going to be arriving with medevacs. He can now go for drop play. So the aggression isn't subsiding. It's not like Rogue has time to breathe. No, the aggression continues for Clem.
Lings can run right under this. You literally right-click them onto the medevac. And it's hard to find anywhere to unload, right? Like, ideally, what he would have wanted to do was to unload, like, around here. And I guess he's going to get away with it because he did not preemptively run around this. And then you try to kill creep tumors. I mean, just try to trade out.
Yeah, nice catch on the overlord.
Hydralisk Den coming up here. 1-1, by the way, about to finish for Zerg.
Yeah, he's adding in Bane's now. He does not have Bane speed yet, so got to be careful there. You don't run off creep and lose those. But his upgrades are very quick here. They're finishing up already.
Yeah, Clem is just clearing creep. He's setting up for his eventual committed push with tanks.
These Marines will have to pick up for now, but Clem just keeping the pressure on, making sure Rogue's not cutting too many corners, just holding that drone key. Make sure he is defending here, and also buying himself the space with the map control to get his third base down, and then make the orbital on site.
Okay. We are going to see
Oh my god, the target find.
Run away.
Oh my god, this mineral line's open though, and the tank is going to add friendly
Oh, do we get the
fire with
ACVs?
splash damage.
5.
ACV starting to fall here, and the drop is thwarted.
Nice counter damage.
One medevac goes down there.
8.
Big win for Rogue,
Jesus.
actually. This mineral line has to evacuate.
Okay, he's doing a good job. Oh my god,
my
the targeting
God.
is insane.
Clem's micro,
Oh
dude.
my god, and he actually fakes him out and then just drops behind the minerals. Not enough blockage in the surface area there to kind of prevent the Lings from getting back there, but like Clem is so nasty with this targeting.
Dude, I've just seen Clem's camera, and he is fast, man.
Yeah.
He is moving so quick. One of the quickest players in the game, for sure.
You know, it's you really got to commend Rogue for even, you know, defending all this stuff, because, you know, you misstep against one of these drops somewhere and like things can start to really fall apart.
Yeah, absolutely. We do see Hydras coming out now, so eventually...
Now, what's really concerning here is the follow-up. As I mentioned, these drops, they're just keeping Rogue busy. They're trading, they're picking off and being as efficient as possible, and we're gearing up and setting up for the main push. And here comes the main push, this time with
Army
tanks.
supply lead of 20 right now. His army's definitely going to be scary. Rogue's drone...
Yeah, Clem has a terrifying army.
He'll be in a good spot, but right now his army's kind of chasing this medevac in the corner of the map.
Yeah, well, this is kind of a diversion.
And you can see there's no creep on the left-hand side.
Been enough of a nuisance. Rogue does not see this coming out. This is what I like to
Sees
call
one
a
Marine.
jump scare push, where you're like playing the game and then you almost fall out of your chair because there's just tanks sieged up over, and he's gonna go for the interior base.
Look at these tanks behind that worker-only path. This is so difficult.
Yeah,
to
dropping
attack.
into the pockets. Looks like Medevac's going to be going down. It looks like Rogue, he will defend against the drop on the right-hand side, but the natural base, sorry, the pocket expansion is exposed.
Counterattack comes in. A lot of Lings, but there's enough bio here to fight them, I believe, with the tank support. So Baners get some connections, but it looks like this hatchery will probably go down unless Rogue gets over here. No, it's going to go down for sure. If he wants it. If he decides to shoot it. Okay, he will. So good push. Very good push by Clem, getting tons of damage done here.
Okay.
Oh my god, still free damage with the tanks, by the way.
Was victorious over there, wiped that base
Oh
out,
my god.
killing off another 12 drones here. Clem is at 163.
Again, massive tank shots going off. Clem, he's just snowballing out of control. Again, this all came down to the 3-max stim timing. Remember that. Like the reason why Rogue is struggling so much is because Clem crippled Rogue early on by killing 12 drones. Like that was a critical, pivotal moment here for Clem. Just starting the ball rolling, and the ball just kept rolling and snowballing out of control up until this point, where Clem is almost max, and Rogue, he can barely keep his head above water.
You obviously have less army as you start to get those tech buildings and make that transition. If you wait for the Locust to be out, it can be really scary for the Terran, but I think Clem's, excuse me, is in a great spot right now, picking off these Spore Crawlers and some more Overlords. The damage is just accumulating.
Massive supply block.
You're like basically versus a maxed out Terran. You're like 130 supply. Losing
Oh, the
overlords.
Lunker's here. No, the Lunker.
Could have been some big shots there. Oh, and she gets those lurkers in the cocoons.
Oh my
Yeah, that was
god.
pretty good.
And Rogue looks
GG.
frustrated with that
Yeah,
one.
that was one of these moments we never saw the killing blow come in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was this weird game. He had like this perfect creep path up through the middle, almost up to where the Terran was.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Terran's like pushing down either side, where there is no creep. I don't know that Rogue did any one thing wrong. It felt like it was kind of this game of like layered victories for Clem.
I
Starting
think
with that push.
the openings really favored Clem.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
Rogue went for the
See,
quick
Surgeon,
free
he
entries
knows.
and then into the
He knows.
gas. So like his speed was really late, and he didn't have speed when that first Marine push hit.
Yeah.
So he couldn't get the Lings on top of those Marines at all, and he ends up losing 12 workers. And against someone like Clem, that's all he needs.
Yeah.
He just needs a small lead, and then he knows the rest of the phases of the game so well and all the push
Yeah.
time-ins. And one small lead becomes a bigger lead, etc., etc. Yeah.
So we're glad that he got there in the end. I do still think that it's important that they emphasize that during the game itself as we try to just to set expectations, right? Like from that moment, Clem was ahead, and it's important to kind of like to recognize that, just because it's important to kind of express to the audience how important it is for Rogue to counterattack and how important it is for Rogue to get certain wins to be able to recover, because Rogue was behind. And we saw that Clem, he got the pressure up, right? Like after he was able to get ahead, he kept going for drop play, kept counterattacking, kept knocking Rogue down, agreeing with what Surgeon kind of was tentatively saying, but like again with a little bit more certainty here, like the openers did favor Clem from the beginning. It was a really rough build. It was really well calculated. As we mentioned, it's very common for players to go gasless on Celestial Enclave, and Clem almost hard countered that. He almost hard countered that and punished the greed and punished the opener of Rogue. GG. GG well played. So almost a build to win as we're getting into game number 2.
Is anything but over. We have seen Rogue, who was it? He went down 2-0 versus Bjorn against the proxies, and then won the next 3 games. He just got angry. Let's just say he got angry and just like Roach Ravager all in a few games in a row and just like smashed Bjorn. So he is definitely capable of coming back at any moment, I believe.
One thing about
close spawns.
Rogue is that he just seems like the kind of
Okay, welcome everyone to Exarch. Exarch is a 4-player spawn map, 4-player spawn locations, and they have spawned in right next to each other. This typically favors Terran. The larger and the bigger the map is, often that means that the Zerg player has more time to drone, more time to stabilize, more time to spread creep, and more time to just get comfortable. Meanwhile, when we have close spawns, when the rush distance is shorter, that means that Terran players can hit these earlier timing attacks, as we saw previously with the 3x, for example, where Clem can come in and do critical damage. Now, do you see what I see? Once again, gasless opener. Gasless opener out of Rogue, so going for the same build, cutting corners, we'll see if Clem is anywhere near as aggressive. First things first though, Clem has to find Rogue, and Clem doesn't know that they have close spawns. Based on the Overlord scouting, Rogue will find Clem early on.
The series versus Maru showed that, so I wouldn't be surprised to see at least 1 or maybe 2 cheeses or kind of weird builds come out in this series from him.
Yeah, so here comes the Overlord Scout. Now this is a
Does the SBC the
a
Overlord?
very, very different map to play on here. Now he's going to
Ooh, he
scout
doesn't.
immediately and actually whip the Overlord
Yeah.
away. So this is a 4-player.
Doesn't reveal it.
4-player. It's a 4-spawn location map.
Yeah.
Which, you know, these are extremely common in StarCraft 1, if not typical.
Right.
And then, you know, much less common in StarCraft 2. But I'm really glad that we got this map voted in.
Imagine if Clem snuck his original
I
Marine
think
push
that
out
It's great for us to explore.
out of the natural through that tiny blind spot, the north side of the ramp, and Rogue didn't see it until it was inside of the map. It might have just been GG right there. Yeah. Whether it's Clem hiding and hugging the edge of the ramp, or even Clem killing the Overlord, right? If Clem was able to kill or zone the Overlord away earlier on as well. I mean, to do that, you'd have to lift up one of the Raxes for high ground vision. True, so that would slow him down. But for sure, like if Rogue didn't have those seconds to make Lings, 100% the game just ends in there.
Does this make the game better? Does it make it worse? Does it make it imbalanced in some ways?
Oh my god. We have
And
a
he's gonna go
base
for
in the
whoa.
very
Oh,
corner of the
ninja
map
base.
here.
Well, you
Okay.
know, funnily enough, so I'm casting. I'm actually doing the caster truck.
Oh, dude, he took the worker tube all the way down the left side of the map,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The little
Aqueduct.
railway. Yeah. Yeah, that thing over there. You can send workers just down that. I probably should have mentioned that at the start.
Nice time by the
But, you know,
tumor.
hidden bases on maps with lots of spawns are pretty good.
Now, do you see what I see? Is this a 2-on-1 with no third CC? Oh boy. So Clem is being aggressive. Now, this is my okay. So this is my concern with Rogue. Rogue is being very cheeky. He's being very cheeky, going for his third base, and we'll see if he can get away with it. The problem here is that Clem is being hyper aggressive. Clem is going for a 2-on-1. This is not as committed as last game. This will hit around 5 minutes with medevacs and 16 Marines. But there's a lot of potential here, especially if Rogue doesn't realize what's going on. If Rogue doesn't get his army up and running in time, then I don't really see Rogue holding here. It's going to be close. It's going to be tight.
Can we just watch them go through the...
Yeah, let's go. Let's watch them go through. This is fun. So only. Oh,
They're going through the aqueduct system.
Oh my god, it's like a roller coaster, dude, for drones. It's like being at the theme park.
Drone centipede.
Early Roach Horn out of Rogue.
What is it?
Getting his roaches up.
C, D, E, F. You don't want to be the F drone and the drone centipede, the one all the way in the back.
Is that worse than being in the... I don't know, dude.
Middle would be.
It's all pretty bad, isn't it?
It's just.
It's all bad.
Ziggy looks like he's gonna throw up.
Ziggy's like, yeah, you... Okay.
Like,
oh
no,
my god, is he
B
gonna
and C
scout
would
this?
be the worst. I'm like, all right, Ziggy, come on.
Oh, he
man.
finds... No, Shawnee
missing the point.
finds it.
He scouts the base. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Oh, look at the smile on Clem. Clem's like, you sly dog. So now what? How does Terran want to play this?
Okay.
Do you
Clem has choices. He can either hit the main or he can hit the ninja expansion with his 2-on-1,
we see
with his
this
push.
so rarely in StarCraft 2. I genuinely don't know.
Here he
I
comes.
guess, yeah, you just
Again, he gets across the map around 5 minutes. And it looks like he's going for the corner
Usually
base.
person Right when this hidden base finishes, and it's
And Rogue cannot save this. He might save the workers, and he does pull the boys already.
5 minutes later.
Get out of here.
Send them back?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
And they go
Now
back the other
imagine
way.
that. That's probably what
he
letter
saves
is
him.
that drone, Ziggy? Huh?
It's a good call by Rogue.
Are we getting close to M now? Maybe that's the worst drone to be.
Ziggy's so mortified.
I like that this cast involves me talking to a guy that has no mic. He can't actually
fight
respond. Yeah. Okay, well this
We
just
saved the
goes
queen
down.
as well.
This is crazy, by the way. These guys must know this map really well because not only did Rogue try it using the worker pipe, but Clem was ready for that idea and actually sent a Reaper down there early. So very good scout by him. Luckily, Rogue did get the drones out, so you can still mine with them at his other base. But that's a big win for Clem, knocking a hatchery down already.
Okay.
Yeah, so Clem doesn't do any worker damage. He doesn't do any like critical economic damage, but hey, got a base, which is solid.
Clem does not miss.
Gamer alert. All right, I get it.
anything.
I get it. You're fast. You play this game a lot. Gets the drone too. Even the larva, are they gonna die?
Oh, he's gonna remake
One
it.
drone's gonna be made. He died for you. Become a
Live
hatchery
on,
one
brother.
day. Become a hidden base that isn't scouted. Ah. Oh, and the queen's over here.
Oh, that queen actually lived. Wow.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that until Mapu showed us. So, Clem's just coming through here and bullying Rogue. I mean, this is rough. Clem's still on 2 bases, by the way. Rogue is trying to really just explode on the map here. Little supply block here. But we are going to have a push eventually here from Clem.
Yeah, it's not actually that far away.
It's one of those things where, as we mentioned previously, the rush distance background is very short. It's very short in this map. So when Clem starts to rally, he can rally.
Supply blocked right now. 3 overlords in production. We'll break the block in just a moment. He's got the +1 armor coming through, so similar
Drops
build
into
to
the
what we
main.
saw Lambo
Only
doing.
3 roaches.
Only 4 roaches here in the main. Will Clem drop on this? He
Yeah,
will indeed.
he wants those 3 roaches. He gets
Target
1.
down these roaches. Okay, the
Gets
rest
a queen.
of them come back over as well. The queen will fall though as well. Good pick off by Clem once again. The Clem's just so nasty. You just watch him like run 2 groups of medevacs around.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh my god.
He gets another
Actually,
queen.
so
Oh
much
my
of this.
god.
Clem drops like 1 or 2 Marines, and it's like, oh,
Kills the
God.
second queen.
Rogue is, I think, playing, minus the hidden base that was killed, and all the lost mining time, by the way, with the drones.
Yeah.
I think Rogue's doing a decent job. He is going into Roach Ravager, so this is like a little bit more of a...
So my concern for Rogue is that you can see on the production tab, infestation pit. Rogue, he's trying to macro. He's trying to macro out of this. My assumption would have been because of all this damage that Rogue would be forced into an all-in and push across the map, but that's not happening. Rogue is trying to macro up out of this into a longer game, which means there's nothing pressuring Clem.
Ling speed started up as well as the Bane in there, so he's going to transition into Roach Rav, Ling Bane eventually. Maybe add that Hive in as well when he has the chance, but Clem is going to make a push here. I feel like
Oh,
Rogue
who catches
has a
who?
very good army to deal with this.
Tanks
though.
on siege.
Oh, the
Ooh,
speed
does
zone
siege
and
up.
the slow zone is going to have a big impact.
One tank goes down, nice pick off.
Tank is bio down immediately.
He's caught on the
excuse me.
slow zone as
The other
well.
one is not even siege,
Rogue,
and it's
he
in
gets
the
it.
slow zone, so that gets picked off.
Oh my
Two more
god.
tanks going to get bio
Whoa.
down. Okay, just the one, but the rest
Yeah.
will get cleaned up by the roaches.
Clem caught out complete. Now go. Just send it.
Was
Send it, Rogue. Keep
crazy.
going.
Now,
Don't
Clem
turn
is gonna
around.
Take this hatchery out. By the way, bottom left hatchery is back in the game.
Keep going.
So it's going to be 4 base. the
Rogue,
3
he has to
base. I don't
commit.
know
He's
how much
got to keep
further
going.
Rogue can push out here, but I gotta say, Rogue is definitely, looking like he's in a lot better shape.
He's pushing towards the third.
Yeah, I wonder if Clem actually mined
Clem
out
is
all
out of
the hatches
position.
there that
Third base
connect
is
his
gonna be a
natural
force to
his
lift.
third. If not, he's going to have to lift this base. He hasn't, so his units can't even get through unless he lifts them over with medevacs. So he actually has to abandon.
Yeah, they're
that
pointing out that
position.
Clem did not mine through the mineral wall, so he's
Oh,
stuck.
look at this
He's
little
stuck on 2
line here.
bases.
Okay, you
He
left
cannot
him, so
expand.
go back down here, but again, all the depots are going to fall here at the front.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot
Jesus.
of damage here. Got to be careful not to overextend. There's a decent number of Marauders here. The third base is being repaired.
Clem, he needs to open up the wall. Oh, that's a kill.
Big deny there. That's crazy. Clem's so fast.
He's so fast, dude. He's making a game of this. I feel like a lesser Terran would just be dead at this point. But he's staying active across the map, making Rogue work for this right now. Continuously microing these drops, trying to get any little damage he can to get himself back in this game. But Medevac finally falls to the Queens, so that's almost the end of this harassment. And I wonder if
I mean, they say back in this game, like, I still favor Clem in a head-on fight, but the terrain itself is really hurting Clem. Like, he's having a really hard time establishing his third.
I don't know if Terran's going to check that
Oh
bottom
my
left base, by the way. He doesn't know at all.
I know you hate the term doom drop, but that is a doom drop.
That is a doom drop. Is it a drop of doom? I think it is.
That's 4 medevacs while he's being pushed with Roach Ravager. This is a crazy
Oh, the
maneuver.
Bazzi gets one of the
A
tanks.
big gamble coming out.
He gets
of Clem.
both.
Rogues are going to actually pull the
Oh my
trigger
God.
as he moves out. The tanks fall immediately. Can the Roaches even get through there? The Ravager's blocking it right now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, he
the
lost
drop
a
is
bunch
on
of
A
tanks.
move.
This drop is insane.
Ooh, 1 full
And
medevac goes
I'm afraid
down.
the Rogue is kind of out of position here. Oh my god, he's got enough. He's
Clem,
gonna
he
win
pushes
this.
through.
Yeah, he's got enough.
I think Clem's going to win this fight. He's going to have to bring more back, right?
Well, this is where the damage is going to get kind of crazy. Now he's going to run up into the,
Oh, the tanks.
entrance here. Kind of a log jam
Oh my
here with
God.
the units. This is like literally only Ravagers. This is so funny
So many
looking.
Ravagers, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
there's
funny thing is, Ravagers by themselves, they're not that good. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he's going to
Right,
lose all the
they're very
Ravagers. He has no
fragile.
buffer.
Yeah, they die
The
pretty
reinforcements
fast.
are stuck at home for Rogue. We're getting messy. We're getting very, very messy.
Dim, Marine Marauder.
We're getting messy, pappy.
Okay, so as the dust settles here, we've got 58 drones versus 36 SCVs. Clem is mining from his third again. That drop move was such a clutch play. I feel like he's kind of saved this game. If he just stays home, I think he just gets bled out and dies. So I think he took a really good calculated risk there with a 4 medevac drop. And I think it's got him back in a good spot here in this game.
I mean, it's still very tense. It's still very tense. Like, I'm still not entirely convinced that Clem can save his third. Rogue is building up to Ultras. That ninja base for Rogue is paying for itself.
And Clem is just kind of trying to rebuild here, down to 128 supply, adding in some Liberators.
Yeah, this has been a very interesting game to see. Ooh, kind of an overextension there. He's going to pick up and get back out. You can really kind of exploit the fact that it's the travel distance is a bit long to get around to the other side of that, the terrain over there. Rogue is going to ramp up to maxing out and probably try to hit again. And I don't know that Clem can protect what he needs. We're going to have chitinous plating done, and we're going to have Ultralisks as well.
It just depends. We haven't seen
there's only
Clem's
one
army.
tank
Like,
out
I
right
need to
now,
see, like,
so-
how many tanks do we have? Only
Normally
one.
you don't want to attack through the front, but he might actually be able to get away with it.
Oh.
Just because there's only one tank and he's going to have Ultras.
The clean feed is getting dirty.
I would have to see what kind of angle he looks
Stay
to
with
go for.
us.
The third is an obvious kind of angle of attack. It's so funny that he's mining this base again, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the funny thing is Clem probably thinks this game is more even than it is, and actually Rogue is getting really out of range here. By the way, the counterattacks are going to be even scarier now. Oh, God.
He's got his Ultras. They're out.
Oh, is he going to land and take out those Banelins? No, he's going to fly
No.
past.
And Clem just doesn't have the
I
numbers.
don't think
Not
they're gonna
here.
keep this location at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh,
Zerg coming in.
God. It's like just so much.
Okay, gets one.
Yeah, and he can't even
Oh my
run through
God.
the minerals quickly. It's like very
The
awkward to
Banelings,
get
they
through there. So
smash
he takes
in.
some huge Baneling connections. Has to evacuate all these medevacs right now. 15 SCVs
And Rogue is
go
doing
down.
it. Can he
The
get
one
in?
tank is standing strong for the moment, but will get
Oh my
piled
God.
down. The counterattack not doing that much either.
No, I mean, Terran's stuck on 2 bases for a while here.
Yeah. GG,
I don't
GG.
think there's anything Clem can do. I have a funny game. I think that Clem, he found the hidden base.
Yeah.
He got the kill, but I mean, it's kind of like the bunny game, actually. It's like, well, don't attack Roach Ravager.
Yeah.
I almost feel like when you see Roach Ravager, you have to completely reverse engineer what you're doing if you're going to push.
I don't know. Like, I think it's easy to say, like, oh, why he should have just not attacked. I disagree, just because, remember, Rogue was droning. Like, Rogue, he was not all in. There's a difference between the Rogue game and the Bunny game, and I don't think I don't think you can equate them, because Lambo was committed. Lambo was cutting workers at under 3 base saturation. Here, Rogue wasn't. Rogue was droning, Rogue was saturating. I will say that the pivotal moment of this game was when Clem got caught on siege. Remember, he got caught in the center of the map, and not just that, he got caught in the slow zone. So, like, making the statement of being like, Clem, we just shouldn't have pushed. Well, I mean, what happened with the push? He got caught in the slow zone. He was dead set in the middle of it. He couldn't micro, he couldn't kite back, he couldn't pull towards his tanks, he was split up, he was spread out as well. It was just a really rough position there for Clem, just caught out in the open, mid slow zone as well, and he lost everything, lost 3 tanks and his bio army, and that's when Clem lost his lead. That's the moment where he lost his lead, and to on top of that, like the layer upon layer, is the Ninja expansion. Got back up and running, and even though Clem was doing a good job at harassing, like he was doing a really good job at dropping and killing queens and getting into workers and getting into mineral lines, he didn't know that there was another base. So as they mentioned, Clem believed that he was in a better position than he was, because he just didn't know there was another 4th expansion fully operational. GG well played. With that, we're going to be going on a short break. We're tied up 1-1. We have a back and forth series, which is what we want, by the way. We want a back and forth. We don't want a one-sided series. We'll see you guys soon after the break as we look at Tasteless unbox the Zerg army. See you soon. See you soon.
Crazy. I believe these are crystals from the ground, as well as some kind of shots, I think, from Terran Marines here. These are little crosses here for the medics. Some plating here, it looks like, for Marines and Marauders. And then we go into all purple here, and I assume all these purple ones are different build-outs for different Zerg units. I think each one is a Zergling here. This has got to be the Queen? No, this could be Sarah Kerrigan. Okay, so now these are all the Terran parts, and you can see just how much detail goes into each little piece. Like, they keep it really true to Blizzard artwork for how the game looks. It looks basically identical to what you see in the cutscenes and in the cinematics. A lot of love went into this. So this terrain is actually supposed to be from Lost Temple. So if you played any of StarCraft 1 or 2 from the early days, Lost Temple was kind of the map. This is what it comes with. This is the tile set. This is Lost Temple, the map. So it comes with a die here, the playing cards that allow you to play the game. Ruler, so you can measure how many spaces a unit can move or the distance it can attack at. The markers that you would use when you're actually playing the game to catalog events that are happening in various turns. It does come with a StarCraft tabletop miniatures game booklet, which is basically going to be an instruction manual. And last, but certainly not least, rules and references here. So this is everything. All of this comes with a StarCraft tabletop miniatures game 2-player starter set. It is honestly way more than I even expected. I knew when I looked at the figurines on the back there was going to be a lot in here, but it's crazy. So if you buy this, you're going to have a lot of work ahead of you, a lot of fun, a lot of assembling, a lot of painting, and then obviously a lot of games to play. Coming up next, we are going to start our first miniatures painting.
What's up, guys? Tasteless here. I'm very excited to show you the Protoss units we just finished assembling from the StarCraft tabletop miniatures game. And look at how amazing these came out. We've got the Zealot over here. We've also got a figurine with the Zealot shields being shown, as if it's taking damage. We've also got Adepts, and I love that they brought out this mechanic from the game. You also have an Adept shade here. How sick is this? They also brought out the Sentry with the Force Field. All the mechanics that come from StarCraft you can find in this game. In this one, we also get the Pylon in the game as well. With Zerg, you get Kerrigan. With Terran, you get Raynor. With Protoss, the hero unit is Artanis. Beyond this looking amazing, you gotta remember this is actually a game that you can play with your friends. Each unit comes with a corresponding card. You look at the card, you can see the different attributes for that unit. In this case, Artanis is a commander, so he's able to better control different objectives during the game. Just like in a classic game of StarCraft, every unit has upgrades. So you turn your card around, and as you can see, there are different upgrades you can get. Those are going to give you different abilities that you can use when you're playing the game. When you start the game, you get both minerals and Vespian gas. The minerals allow you to unlock units. The Vespian gas, you get to unlock tactical cards. Take a tactical card, flip it around, you see what kind of abilities you're going to be able to cast when you're playing the game. In order to get started, go to the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game website. There you can find the game rules, but also the army builder. From there, you pick a faction, how many minerals and Vespian gas you get. You spend those minerals and Vespian gas to unlock units and tactical cards. And from there, you're ready to go. For more information about the StarCraft Tabletop Miniatures game, go to Archon Studios' website and sign up for their newsletter. Check it out.
Hello, everybody.
And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the RSL, the Rival StarCraft League Season 5 Playoffs Day 2 co-stream. We are mid-series. We're mid-series here between Clem and Rogue, and we have had a back and forth. A very cheeky game here by Rogue. Again, Rogue, he was able to get away with a ninja expansion. He was able to catch Clem in the middle of the map in a slow zone as well, and dominate a fight and snowball from there. Likewise, Clem showing some inexperience when it comes to the map. He could not maintain his third because he didn't mine through the patches. He couldn't actually rotate to the third base and protect it, so he just could not maintain an economy. We're stuck on two bases for a very, very long time. GG well played. With that, we're getting ready here for game 3. We're currently tied up 1-1, and we're here to determine who will take a lead in this series. Let's go.
Going into game 3 now, we're tied up 1-1. Rogue got, the upper hand here.
Rorschach.
That game.
Okay.
But that's kind of a different map, and honestly, I don't know. I mean, Clem was kind of going through the motions, but definitely kind of attacked at the wrong time. So now we're going to see in this game, by the way, both players spawn on the bottom. This is not a four-spawn map like we saw in the previous game. Should be interesting.
Yeah, indeed. This time we see Bunny going for the racks here.
Bunny.
No CC first. Going to be a racks gas opener. And on the side, Rogue looking pretty... sorry, Clem, excuse me. Too much casting recently. Yeah, Clem going for the racks opener here. Going to be a standard Reaper start. Rogue throwing down his hatchery as well. And Rorschach is one of these maps where things can get really aggressive really quickly.
Yeah.
If Terran takes the
forward
forward
look at it. Some say because of the Rorschach map, it can be very macro-oriented.
When I see this map, I see Roach Ravager all-ins. What do you see, Taser?
When I see this map, I see my dad not hugging me enough. Everybody sees something a little bit different. No, I mean this is a map where it can be pretty tense. Zerg can expand like upwardly onto their side of the map.
Yeah.
Some maps when you have positions like this, the Zerg can expand away from the Terran, which is like a nightmare for the Terran. On most of the maps you have, the Zerg has to kind of expand towards the Terran, or at least be like about as far away as like the third or the fourth base. So a lot of times when we do see Terrans win, they're just continuously pushing the Zerg on the bottom side. You're a little bit less focused, unless you're dropping. When you're pushing, you're a little bit less focused on trying to just kill all the bases and more just trying to kind of overpower the Zerg.
Right, yeah, indeed. This Overlord actually has a very nice vantage point on this map. Does get to see a lot.
All right, so welcome everyone. Welcome to Rorschach. Rorschach, as they were alluding to, is a hyper-aggressive map. The map pool, very short rush distance by ground, and likewise has a healing pad in the center as well, which both players can make use of when they assault across the map. Now, I do like what they brought up in regards to the third base locations. We should be seeing Rogue expand away from Clem, and in doing so, Clem is going to have a bit of a harder time pushing towards the third and fourth, right, and trying to deny those fringe expansions. Instead, we should be expecting more like head-on attacks here from Clem instead. For now, though, third TC. Clem is going for an economic build for the first time this series. Remember, game 1, Clem went for a 3-racks. Game 2, Clem went for a 2-on-1. Here in game 3, economic build.
Probably gonna have the 2 base thrown down here in a little bit. Into kind of your macro tug-of-war game here.
Yep, Starport going down as well. The factory moving over there to make an add-on for it. Second gas going down at the natural here, so Terran's up to 2 gas right now. Rogue's Ronin is a little hard out, getting 8. And we do not have a third base for Zerg just yet.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just starting to think what Rogue might be going for. It is going to be a quick lay
320 there.
As he had the gas banked up. Now getting the third as he's able to once the Reaper allows it. And basically a quick layer like this at about 3:30. It can be like, you know, quick roaches. If you wanted to go mutas, it would be a bit earlier, I feel like. You can get it a bit earlier than that.
Yeah, 310.
So let's see what he wants to do with this.
So there is one build that they're not talking about, and that is 2-base Hydra. Going layer first into Hydras is seen amongst the Korean Zerg players, referring to Shin, Solar, and Rogue. That is something that is in the back of our mind. The more obvious thing, of course, is Roach play or Muta play, but that is going to be still in the back of said mind. But now gas is being taken, Roach Warren's on the way, and we'll see if we can into Roaches. Meanwhile, again, we have our 3CC Banshee build, very safe, very standard, and as a result, Clem will have Banshees to help defend against any kind of Roach aggression.
Especially if they target down Ravagers, like really high value units. That can be very good. We obviously do see Clem is going Cloak Banshee here. Roach Warren on the way, as well as the Evo for Rogue. And I'm still wondering why he got this fast layer. Does he just want a really quick Roach speed here?
Yep.
He's going to get his +1 armor first. That's the kind of choice, upgrade of choice at the moment versus Bio with Roaches. Now we see the Roach speed coming down at 440, so nice and quick here. He has an Overseer as well to scout the composition of Clem.
Sturgeon, he kind of touched on a little bit here. We are expecting Rogue to get up to 3-base saturation and to hit a timing with Roach speed. As I mentioned, like, why do you get why do you get that layer so quickly? To get into Roach speed to be able to hit a timing and borderline all in.
Oh, no, he just started the second one. I was going to say, I don't think this is a build where you ever get one eBay. Okay, so here comes the Banshee. I don't see any
is there no detection?
Nothing over here.
Oh my god.
A Spore.
So he starts a Spore. Where's the Overseer?
Well, he made one of the Clem's natural, but that's so far away.
Oh, this is going to get a hand. 5 drones already.
Here. Okay, there's one more thing there.
6,
he can
7,
bring this over,
8,
but this is going to be at least 10 drones,
9?
surely. Just to the first Banshee here.
This is so bad.
This is painful.
He hasn't even lost the Banshee yet. I mean, think about all the 12, you know, I don't know how many Marines it was.
The Banshee gets away. Critical damage already.
And, like, killed 12 drones.
And this is very similar to game 1. Remember, in game 1, Clem killed 12 drones early on. Here in game 3, he kills 10 drones early on. He's not done. He's going to get 11. Can he get 12?
He's going for 12, too. He's going for the big one, too, here.
12, too?
Into big 12 drone kills.
Oh, right.
So that way he'll be exactly the same as he got in
in
game 1.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, true.
That would be nice. We see Rogue going for the Infestation Pit. He is making a transition here. Not a huge all-in, but he's going to send his Roaches across the map. Check if there's actually enough.
So Infestation Pit tells us that Rogue plans on macroing up out of this. He does hit the mineral line. Clem a little bit out of position here. We'll lose 4 SCVs.
You know, it's hard, right? Because when the Banshee, you need to try to do something, right? But the Banshee can chip away at this.
Contamination.
Slowing the tank count down. Oh, my. Could this be a good layup for a big timing attack coming up here?
Maybe. This is the issue with sending those Roaches across the map, though. You're going to lose some while they come back. I mean, you did get 4 SCVs. That's something, but...
And denied mining.
Is it worth it? For, I mean, you only lost 2 Roaches, to be fair. 4 Infestors in production right now, so it's going to be a big Roach Infestor mid-game. Armory coming down for 2-2 as Clem's 1... Clem's 1-1
with the drone count, Rogue, he's cutting workers sub 3-base saturation. That is 59 drones here for Rogue. Very low drone count, and he's massing up Lings, massing up Roaches, massing up Infestors.
Yeah, with those Roaches coming down from above, there is. So +1's going to finish.
Now Rogue at this point has to make a choice. Does he drone, or does he commit?
Between the upgrades, so it's not like 1-1's going to finish.
He's teching, okay.
Double Banshees are just going to rain down
he's droning
damage over to this 4th base. Meanwhile,
Rogue is not going all in. He's droning up.
This
is better for Clem.
Occupied.
Yeah, these Banshees have been such a thorn in Clem's side up until now. They're low HP but still alive. The Bio is in a bit of an awkward spot right here. You do not want to get fungled, and you cannot get away. He's kind of trapped here. Will Clem try to lift out? Probably. He could go upwards now that the Infestors have come round. Dude, Clem's so good, man.
Clem's very good at this position game.
Ooh. Picks up in time.
Is there enough to actually kill these, though? He's going to chain the Fungals.
It's kind of a waste.
If you don't get a Medivac, though, nice split.
Oh, he gets 1.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, good pick off there by Rogue, then.
So he's going to go to Hydras.
He does get a medevac, but that was on Clem. If you saw Clem, he actually pulled back in. He pulled back in with that medevac, so he got closer to allow for the Queens to actually hunt it down. Banshees, he wants the Infestor, though. He's going to get it. Oh, my God.
Huge pick off there. Even now getting value out of these Banshees. And drones going down.
Yeah, now Terran's going to try to push out.
Yeah, there's already a lot of units moving across the map for Clem here. Dude, Clem makes so much happen with so little all throughout the game. It's really
and here comes Clem. Clem is pushing. He's just pushing right across the map. We spoke about this earlier. Short rush distance by ground. Clem is already here.
This is a massive army right now. So many Widow Mines
He's
in
already
this
here.
composition. Clem stims
Tanks
in.
the fungal, doesn't even care.
Get to work on these
oh my God.
Roach,
Should care a little
Ravager,
bit.
Hydras. I mean, the fungals are good, but there's just so much bio right now. The Widowmine going to go
one fungal left.
on nothing just yet. Okay, now they're going to start to fire. Ravager's going down, Queens fall, and Clem's army is just too big right now.
Yeah, Clem is snowballing out of control. He breaks through the main army. We have a couple of Hydras remaining. There's no energy left on the Infestors, and we just stim. We just stim and win.
For Rogue to try to fight through because
Clem dealt so much damage early on.
Some of the surface area.
Yeah.
So when you're watching that fight, excuse me, Clem pulls his army down so that then the hatchery and then that little that ledge, like squishes the army together. Meanwhile, the siege tanks are doing damage the whole time. Rogue will run back, and then it's like now your hatchery is taking more damage. I mean, domination right now from Clem.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of a disaster against the Banshees in the beginning for Rogue. Yeah. I feel like he didn't even really get into that game in a good position in the mid-game.
Yeah.
Losing that many workers. He didn't have the detection, obviously, so... A little bit unfortunate. He can just go into the next game, try to clean up that early game, get the scout, make sure he actually knows what's coming.
I mean, what I would say, I would agree in the sense that that Rogue, he was crippled early on, which is why, if you remember, I was trying to emphasize as hard as I could the drone count and keeping an eye on the drone count to see if he was going to go all in, because I assumed he would, because when you fall, typically at this level of play, when you fall behind and when you know you cannot macro out of it, typically you pivot into an all-in because what else can you do? And that's why it was shocking, or I was surprised to see, and we did point it out, when we saw the infestation bit. The infestation bit told us, oh, we're teching, we're droning up. We saw the Hydra, of course, as well. It was a really bold choice there from Rogue, and of course he did not get away with it. Didn't get away with it, especially on Rorschach, right? The map is small, so the thought process or the idea of hoping that maybe Clem is more passive and defensive and gives you time is a very, very crazy kind of assumption to make on a smaller map like Rorschach. But here we go. Now we're going to be loading into Necropolis.
Wait, he would play Lambo, right? In the okay,
yeah.
I've done this before. I don't know what it is when I'm casting. Since I have like no idea. The bracket is all amorphous in my mind. I've like made calls in tournaments where I'm like, that means this guy plays this guy in the finals. It's like, no, tasteless. That's not how this works. Oh my God, he's gonna send a drone out. He's gonna do
Hatch block.
The offensive hatchery.
Yeah, he is. He's going to make it right here in the natural.
Whenever I see this and I see the way these games have gone, I'm like, is he doing this because he has no hope? Or is he doing this because this is like the best strategy?
No, this works.
I don't think Rogue ever gives up, and I think he has some wild strategies, so yeah. I think it's the second one. We'll see what he's going to go for. Is this going to be like hatch pool, or is he going to go hatch
It's going to be hatch.
Something aggressive? Probably.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I mean, he can do either, I guess. Let's see if he's going to be aggressive with this or if it's just to delay the Terran CC. But
so for those that maybe early pool. So for those who haven't been watching Korean StarCraft as of late, Shin is very fond of this. Shin, I wouldn't say he exclusively, but Shin is very commonly going for this kind of build. But Shin typically goes hatch. This is hatch pool, so Rogue can be a little bit more aggressive and assertive with this variation instead, with the earlier spawning pool and with the later natural base.
I'm always interested in seeing someone like
the goal here typically though is just delay the expansion, is just to get a queen out, spread creep, and delay Clem's natural for as long as possible.
One of the things that comes with this is you don't get to go into your normal build, right? You have this early command center that you can't really take advantage of right away. I mean, you can still make SCVs, but you're not getting the benefit of the extra base. Plus, the creep pollutes the whole area. So besides this bunker that was made before the hatchery is done, you can't really make stuff down here.
Yeah, speaking of creep, one of the goals of this proxy hatch is just to get a tumor at the Terran natural.
Right.
Because you delay the Terran CC from landing for so long, and you make them spend a very early scan, which could be a mule, which is, gives you so much eco early on in the game.
By the way, he's massing Lings with this.
Yeah, he's making some lings, but he doesn't have speed yet. These are going to come across the map.
Now, one thing to note is that like the Reapers are bad versus buildings.
Yeah.
Like I almost think they heal buildings. I'm not totally sure. Like they don't.
Yeah, so the queen is out. Ideally, you want to hide the tumor. You want to hide the tumor. Ooh, goes for the injection instead.
On this bunker and
He's
take
committing
this
with
out
lings.
is the big
He's going for the
question.
ling flood.
I think Clem's going to be in a real problem here. If he, okay, so here we go.
He pulls away, doesn't get
He's going
surrounded.
to go in on this bunker. The
Boys are pulled, Reaper
SCVs
survives.
to help out,
Oh,
but
the
there's a lot
Marines
of
are getting
lings here.
out.
They try to body
No
block.
shot,
Some
he
of these
gets away.
SCVs will go down. The Marines.
Oh, the
and
Queen gets
Reaper.
in here.
Oh my God, she actually got
Queen
the
is
Oh my
pissed.
god, the
Queen is trapped
Marines, they
in
get behind the
here.
SCVs.
She's trapped.
Wow, Marines are getting behind the SCVs. With that, we're getting on top of the Queen. One Marine gets focused down, the other Marine barely pulls away, and Clem is holding.
Queen coming up here. Oh my God, this bunker is still here.
Yeah.
I feel like the Queen is supposed to kill the bunker in that sequence, right?
It would definitely be better if you had a Queen here. I mean, you do want to get a tumor down if you can, right? Start spreading some creep into the main if you're going to do this push. But I mean, taking out the bunker would have been really good, like you said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now you have like this kind of.
Rogue is all in. Rogue, he's completely all in. He's getting ready for the second wave. Tank is on the way. That's a bold move going tank, not Hellion.
Okay, but this is walled, so
Very greedy here by Clem.
now you have to drone, right?
Yeah, he's gonna drone now. Okay, wait. What's the worker count? So it's 19 to 20. Zerg does have a base. You know, you can't super saturate
I'll
with,
spread creep.
workers in StarCraft 2.
Right.
So you don't really get like the bonus of like, or you know, basically be like, oh well, you're gonna get a little bit more minerals. Like they kind of just ping pong around.
Yeah, so now the tank is out. Zerg will have to evacuate this area.
You see Rogue, he wants to try to
He
surround
doesn't
and
have
force
speed, so
friendly
just gonna
fire.
get
He needs
out
to get
of
that
there.
creep tumor down. Well, I guess he probably can if the Marines are here.
Yeah, he does have one there, which should spread decently well. He's making more on the low ground here. This is going to be expensive to clear out with all these scans. And he can also spread those one back up the ramp if he has vision, which he will need. But the CC will be able to land eventually. But how much time has this cost Clem? Because, you know, he's only been mined on the one base.
So-
but to be fair, so is Rogue. Just now starting to mine his natural.
Yeah, I would favor Clem here. Like, Clem, he's up in workers and he has mules. Nice scan, cleans up all the tumors. We do see the lings try to surround. Can he get in?
Oh my God! Decent surround. A lot of the splash just shreds those Marines. These are slow lings, by the way, which is hilarious.
They're also slow Marines, no stim overseas, so
Yeah.
it's tough for
Does
them to
get a
get
tumor.
away. Now speed is done. These Marines might get caught here.
There's no more
This is such a
energy.
funny little dance. He wants to get one more tumor down really bad.
So
There's no
funny how he's
energy.
gonna Throw it down. Get it down.
Get
Get it
it
down.
down,
Go, 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 go.
The Reaper tried to
Okay,
deny
gets
it.
it down.
He gets
But will it
one.
survive? Will Clem actually go for it? Oh, the tumor goes down.
Okay. Queen has to do the
He
walk of
gets it.
shame back home.
Okay.
Clem, he wants
How long
that
is this
queen.
gonna go on for?
Oh no, the surround.
Yeah, the Reaper does die. And now Clem's kind of in the dark, right? Like, he doesn't see anything on the map right now.
So behind this, Clem is going for 2-1-1. 2-1-1, 16 Marine, double attack timing is what this is supposed to be, but because of the disrupted opener, it's going to be a little bit messy. It's a very messy game. Very, very messy game here. Clem will eventually break out with that sim timing, though, of course, and we'll see if Rogue is going to be ready for it. Rogue, he did not see the main. Rogue is not fully aware as to how aggressive Clem plans on being. +1 carapace will help immensely if it finishes in time.
It's so wonky.
It's
right?
such a weird game. I do feel like overall, Clem is still developed
He is.
more. Like he's getting his upgrades. Is the armor upgrade late compared to where it would normally be?
Well, if
All the
you just
times
look
are
at the
no.
timer, then yes.
Well, yeah, but I meant like
relatively.
I guess I'm trying to figure. It's like someone ahead in tech here when this is all said and done.
I mean, we don't have the Baneless down. I think Clem's tech is better. Just because his stim is almost done, but
It is just because Stim is going to finish up and there's going to be a window before +1 carapace.
Rogue's position, as long as he doesn't take damage to this, his drone count's good. He's got a third base. He's starting to spread his creep now. Yeah, it's a very weird kind of spot we end up in. This supply block is huge, by
It
the way.
does get supply blocked. 3 overlords on the way.
Here come the Marines. There's a decent queen count at the front. And just now is the layer starting. So to answer your question, I think Clem's tech is definitely better right now.
Okay, so he's not going to be able to get in and do a whole lot. There's a lot of links coming down here. The Baneling's Nest is done.
Well, I mean, this is doing
One of the
damage.
scariest things about him is
They're
he's
bringing up the
so
link counts. I mean, we're not droning, right? Rogue, his drone count is very low because he's making so many Zerglings to survive
a
this.
little bit more of the player's army every single time, even if it's like a couple lings like that, and then getting out. And, you know, this does add up over time. It can be death by 1,000 cuts.
He literally looks like he's playing Archon mode. Like,
Yeah.
you look at the production bar and like all this stuff is being added, but the medevacs are always being perfectly controlled, and the units picked up at the right moments. The right units focus fired. Clem's multitasking is just insane.
Queen, the medevac is low. Gets a full
of course,
medevac.
as I say that, he loses a medevac to Queens.
Very nice.
That's the caster curse.
Yeah, that's he's trying to make us look bad.
I know.
Excuse me. We're gonna have Burrow come down. The Hydra Den is gonna come here as well. We're at the point.
So Burrow's going to be a really cool comeback mechanic. Rogue is in a rough position, true, and he knows it. Like Rogue, he's in a rough position, but Burrow does allow Rogue to potentially catch out some Marines and outtrade Clem with some borrowed
We're probably gonna
Banelings.
start to see him beginning to push. And by the way, for Rogue, he's taken the whole top layer of the map. So there's no base that I think is really easy to attack into here. I actually think this map is pretty forgiving for the Zerg as far as like, you know, you get a lot of space.
Yeah, you might go around the very right side of the map and try and hit the 4th.
I think so.
Where there's no creep. But yeah, I'm just looking at the work counts here. Clem's economy is actually really good. He's recovered very well from the proxy hatch, dealt with it nicely. I like his position in this game as he starts to set up for his first big push, while this medevac distracts the Zerg army. And here it comes, the Marines
Rogue is
stim in, looking to get
distracted,
this
base
hatchery,
goes
the
down.
drones are pulled. There's not going to be a defense of this. All the Zerg units are on the other side.
Yeah, Rogue is just so spread
I
thin.
don't know that Rogue's spotting has been great. There's been a couple of jump scare attacks here where you can almost see the Zerg never.
Oh,
a
the
lot of times
Barbanes.
when Terran starts to push,
Let's
you have to
go.
like run out and try to engage him, and then when they like, you know, stim or siege up, you like.
That's the one chance that Rogue has.
Like,
Detonate those
slow them down.
Banelings,
You're trying to curve
catch out the
progress
army rotating.
that they're trying to make on the map.
I mean, there are these 2 watchtowers, and you need to have control of those, or at least see when your opponent takes it away from you, and with what. Infestation Pit being added now, as well as that range upgrade for the Hydras, +2 armor, +1 melee on the way. The Widow Mine upgrade, as well as 2/2 for Clem coming in now. He's clearing out a lot of creep on this area of the map.
What's the pick up?
Forced to pick up there is Clem, but the Lings take
Again, Clem's just trading. He's just trading, just containing Rogue on a low base count. Rogue is still on 4 bases. Ooh, the borrowed Banelings. Very nice.
That's insane. Huge victory there for Rogue.
That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's
well,
what we
Clem's
need.
Still relentless. He's going to come out here again. I love the 2 tanks over here. One of these positions is just so annoying to try to fight.
Yeah, once you get Hydras, you can hit them from the high ground, but until then, it's an absolute nightmare to kind of unlodge those with just melee units. They're so entrenched there, and it looks like he's going to go for a counter Ling attack, while Clem's now moves to the left side of the map. But I think Rogue's going to see this with the Lings, actually.
Oh, that's what the move out.
So he has a heads up this time and actually gets into the mineral line.
Decent Ling run by.
Rogue going to come back.
Can he get the tanks?
Clem going to come back and deal with this.
Never
This does
mind.
take away from his push, and actually the main army is going to come back home as well.
Okay, he's going to try to come out again.
And Rogue is stabilizing, building up to Lingbane Hydra. Hydra upgrades are on the way as well. But Rogue, is he ready in time on the left-hand side? Clem is pushing.
Decent entrenched position over here.
He's moving in.
Clem's going to move through the bottom. I think that Rogue's going to counterattack over here at the 3rd.
Yeah, he's going in now into that mineral line.
Let's go to the fight. Okay, we're going to... He's hitting over here.
Okay, the Widowmine's not the best shots. Only 3 SCVs going down, though. The SCV's pulled, and here comes Clem on the other side. Tons of Widowmines starting to burrow here. There's a huge Hydra count. Not that many Banes that I can see right now, and they're at the very back here, so the Lings die
they just get annihilated.
Not a good start to the fight for Rogue, but he's going to recover this now. Attacking into the tank, actually takes out the tank. I thought that was going to go badly for Rogue there, but he suddenly turned around.
Yeah, I think he's still okay.
Yeah.
The problem is that Clem is still pretty sizable.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where Rogue, he's trading out his Lings at least. He's not losing his Hydras, right? His Hydra count is slowly building up, so he has a nice core to his army, and that's allowing him to hold on, even catching up the medevac here. This is great and all, but the issue is that Rogue is stuck at home defending. There have been a couple of Ling run-bys, but for the most part, Rogue, he's just stuck at home, and Clem, he's just pushing time and time again.
Is he going to get to use these Widow Mines
The mines are
again
resetting.
in the next push?
Yeah, is Rogue not aware of all that over there? Because this is like...
Oh, no! Oh, my God.
God.
The
He is going to get
links.
to use them again.
He's
They
pushing
were not
in. He
cleared
wants
out
the
after
Hydras.
last battle.
Yeah.
He wants them. The
Ooh,
mine
what a
drop.
over here. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
14 go down.
Oh, my God.
But
Meanwhile,
what is
these
this?
Banes are coming in here.
Absolute chaos right now. Action
Somehow
everywhere.
Clem is, has everything lowered, so these are going to kill
Rogue gets
SCVs
in.
the main, which is just
SCVs go
unheard of.
down.
Yeah,
We're going for the
actually,
base
Rogue
trade.
gonna send a big portion of his army over there as well. He does not have enough to deal with this, even with the drone pull, so he has to pull back here. Widowmine still in these mineral lines. I think Clem might be running away with this game.
GG.
Clem wins. Beautifully done. Clem just a powerhouse right now in
He's
TVZ.
playing so good. His form is impeccable.
Yeah.
The multitasking, the speed, the decision making, just everything was on point this series.
I mean, God tier.
Yeah.
He played so well. Totally deserved to win that. And again, Rogue's not out. He's going to go to the losers bracket now.
GG, well played. Clem, he'll claim the series. Again, a very intense back and forth. As a reminder, how did this game begin? It began with the proxy hatchery across the map. But if you recall, we were, again, standing with the idea that Clem, after the aggression had subsided, after the proxy hatchery was dealt with, Clem was in a better position. He had the sim timing, he had the Medivacs out as well. He could be active on the map, he could trade against his opponents. Rogue was still trying to recover. And one of the ways to recover were borrowed banelings. And we did see a really nice borrowed baneling connection, but only one. Only one connection. We need a little bit more than that. Again, Rogue was behind from the beginning, from the early game, and Rogue was fighting his heart out, but he wasn't quite able to recover. We saw some brutal mine connections as well. Rogue, he was able to build up that core Hydra composition, but it was brutal to see that he didn't clean up the minefield. We saw his lings just annihilated, and there was nothing to protect said Hydras. Towards the end, went for a desperation counterattack, a desperation pseudo base trade, but again, he did not have enough to commit to said base trade, and GG. GG, well played. Clem will claim the series. Shout out to Rogue for making a series out of it. It did not end 3-0. We had a bit of a back and forth there. If you recall, Rogue did catch Clem out of position on Exarch in the center of the map. You could definitely argue that was on Clem for being caught out in the open. The pants were down, for sure. But GG, well played. With that, congratulations. Clem does claim the series. And with that, we're getting ready here for the rest of our schedule. We're wrapping up here for the night. Again, it's going to be 2 RSL days per week for the remainder of the playoffs. And tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow, we're going to be live with GSL. Here, we co-stream RSL, but we do live cast and live stream GSL. There's no co-streaming. There's no, other casters in the background. For GSL, we do live cast it, we do live stream it, but not here on Twitch. We do live cast it over on Soup, over on the Soup platform. For those who are curious, Soup, they run the tournament, so they have exclusive rights to the streaming of GSL, so we can only live stream Soup on GSL. The VODs are available 48 hours later on YouTube and Twitch. That is, again, after the fact for the GSL VODs. We do our best to bring that to you, of course. But tomorrow, we're going to be live over on Soup with the semifinals and grand finals of GSL. ! Soup in the chat if you want a link to our Soup channel, if you want to be there and watch the GSL finals live. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. It's going to be a big night of StarCraft, a big weekend of StarCraft, of course, with RSL and GSL. Otherwise, we're going to be wrapping up here for the day. We were live casting KSL earlier, so I'm giga tired. It's been a long broadcast. Been a long broadcast day. As you can see here, we were live with the KSL earlier this morning, RSL this evening, and GSL tomorrow. As you can see, tomorrow we don't have a morning cast. We want to focus purely on GSL and hopefully get as much sleep as possible leading into GSL. That is the hope. That is the plan. Then we get into the rest of our weekly schedule with OSC, with Warrior TV Mondays, with Kung Fu Cups, with everything StarCraft, as always. I'm tempted to maybe slow things down a little bit. Like, we've been very intense with StarCraft as of late, and I've barely been sleeping. Like, today I'm running off for 4 hours of sleep. Like, I never run anything. I tried to have a nap in between KSL and RSL, but I couldn't. I could not nap. I just lay there for like an hour and a half and then had to get up and get ready for this stream. So again, very little sleep as of late, and that is, I'm concerned that's going to be impacting the quality of some of the casts, especially tomorrow. So hopefully we can get a good night's sleep. Again, that'll be in the round. That's still a ways away, but regardless, GG. GG, well played. I'm going to be wrapping up here for the time being. If you want to help support RSL, I believe there should be a command, !RSL in the chat. Bam. Because you're an animal. True, true. But you can support RSL via Patreon if you wish. The links are available over on the patreon.com/revivesc2. Otherwise, we're done for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys tomorrow for GSL or the day after for OSC and some Woody TV Monday. Until then, thanks for watching. Until next time, ciao. Bye, ciao. Until next time, hasta luego.